How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to yet another Umineko. We're going to go ahead and continue from where we last left off, which we are so very close to the end of episode 1. I don't think we're going to finish it in this episode, so stay tuned, as I'm pretty sure the next one will be the finale of episode 1. So if you're looking forward to it, please give the episode a thumbs up. This video, I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and just continue. Start. God damn it. If you have not watched the previous episodes, the link to the playlist is down in the description. So check it out. And here we go. There was a knock on the door, and Genji-san entered.
奥様、お夕食の準備が整いました。お食事はまたこちらでよろしいですか？
ええ、ここへ運ばせなさい。南條先生はまだ厨房にいるのですか？
はい。次の一手を熟考したいとおっしゃっております。ご安心を。他の使用人たちとご一緒です。
源氏さんはじい様の相手ができるくらいチェスが強いもんな。南條先生よりも強いらしいぜ。
そうなんだ。昔相手をしてもらったことがあるけど、あれは勝たせてくれたのかな。
マリア、もうすぐ飯だそうだぜ。しかし、よく一日中テレビを見ていて飽きねえな。
いつもテレビいっぱい見てるから平気。
Why did she let... Okay, you know what? Not my child, not my problem. Okay.
マリアちゃんはテレビっ子なんだね。
Apparently.
食事だから机の上を片付けないとダメだぜ。
Earlier, we had torn several pages out of Maria's notebook, and there was now a mess where everyone had been drawing together. Jessica began cleaning that up quickly. Still, everyone here really can draw. I'd never guessed.
源氏、エヴァさんたちにもせめて食事くらい一緒にしないかとお声をかけなさい。
They're getting busy.
どうせ断るでしょう。
Shit.
かしこまりました。
お父様の次はエヴァさんですか。つくづく後ろ宮家の食卓には全員が揃いませんね。
Not so he felt. Her headache started throbbing again, and lightly held her temples. I don't like these long pauses when they, fade to black. The black screen, I don't like that. It makes me think that something's gonna pop up. Stop it! The distance from the kitchen to the parlor wasn't that great, so Genji had gone and come back by himself. But the guest room was a little further away. Natsui had warned him to avoid being alone whenever possible. And just now, Nanjo had also admonished him, saying it would be better if he held a little more concern for his safety. Kenan accompanied Genji, and the two of them went to visit Eva and Hideyoshi in their guest room. That was a very light knock. I could barely hear it. Genji knocked on the door.
エヴァ様、秀吉様、お夕食の準備が整いました。
He waited a short while for them to come out, but there was no response.
源氏様、これは。
Oh no, what now? Kenan pointed under the door. Ah, fuck. A Western envelope had been inserted under it. Oh, no. Normally, when something was inserted this way, it'd be interpreted as a message from someone outside to someone in the room. So, since this might be a private note meant for Eva and Hideyoshi, it was not something that Kenon and Genji were supposed to take interest in. But this Western envelope was one of Kinzo's, the same kind as the one Maria had taken out last night, and surprised everyone with.
間違いない。親方様の封筒だ。
あるいは
Even though this was one of Kinzo's envelopes, the letter Maria read out loud the previous night hadn't come from Kinzo. Genji continued knocking a little harder and called out in a loud voice.
エヴァ様、エヴァ様、源氏でございます。いらっしゃいますか。お返事をお願いいたします。エヴァ様。
Oh no. What was the second Twilight? Something about lovers or something like that? Oh fuck. Well, you've gone and fucked yourself to death. What? But there was no response from inside. Sometimes when the servants went to call some guest for a meal, the guest would be sleeping so deeply that they wouldn't wake up. In times like that, the servants would stick a letter in the door to show that it was time to come out and leave the guest to be. But despite that, Genji beat even harder on the door and called out Eva's name. However, there was no answer. Kenon stuck his ear up to the door, held his breath, and listened for any sounds coming from inside.
テレビの音らしきものが。でも気配が感じられません。お部屋は空っぽかも。
Genji took out a handkerchief and careful not to touch it with his bare hands, gently pulled out the envelope that had been stuck under the door. It was sealed with deep red sealing wax. Without a doubt, the mark on that sealing wax had come from the Ushiromiya family's head's ring.
エヴァ様、エヴァ様、どうかお返事を。もうお部屋にはいらっしゃいませんか。
But there was still no answer. There was a chance that those two were aimlessly walking around the mansion. This was the home Eva had grown up in. There was plenty of reason to think that she had gone out on a casual stroll. Genji groped around in his pocket and pulled out a bundle of keys, which contained the key that would open the guest room.
ケンジ様。
Kenon also understood what this meant. They would sometimes unlock the door so they could go in and do things like that, like make the beds. But only after they made sure the guests were out. To unlock the door for any other reason, and especially to do so when there was a chance the guests hadn't given permission and might still be in there, was an action unbecoming of a servant. But Genji had decided. If the only problem had been that his knock hadn't received a reply, he wouldn't have gone this far. But the envelope under the door was doubtlessly one of Kinzo's. Or rather, one of the Western envelopes of the Ushiromiya family head. After last night, the sender of this envelope could be someone other than Kinzo. If this letter had been sent by someone else.
エヴァ様、申し訳ございません。お部屋を失礼させていただきます。
After giving that final notice, Genji stuck one of the keys from the bundle into the keyhole. There was the sound of the door unlocking, and after slowly turning the knob, he slowly started opening the door. Light seeped through the crack of the door. Were they in the room? Or had they forgotten to turn out the lights? It was the sound of the door chain being pulled tight. The chain had been secured. The chain couldn't be secured from the outside. So it also proved that they were in the room. The sound of voices on the TV seeped out of the room, the lights, the chain, and the TV. All of these things made it clear they were in the room. But there was no sign of them. Genji called out to Eva again, through the crack of the door. But there was no answer.
源氏様、いかがしますか?
As part of their job, the servants were able to unlock almost any lock inside the mansion, but they had no way to open a door with a chain. The only way to get by the chain was to cut it. That was certainly not permitted as part of the servants' usual work. A creepy chill had already rushed up their backs. Kanon held his breath again and tried to send someone through the door, but even so, he was not able to sense anyone.
私は奥様をお呼びしてくる。カノンはチェーンの切断を。
はい。
As Kanon hurried away to get the cutting tool, Genji called him to a stop.
待てカノン。
Ah?
厨房に戻り、熊沢と行動するように。
Ah, make sure everyone has an alibi or something like that?
断じて一人で行動してはならんぞ。
Yeah.
はい。かしこまりました。
But then what about you? It looked like Kanon was wondering why he had to do something so troublesome in the middle of this urgent situation. But Genji had to set it out of wariness. He didn't care what happened to himself. But in the worst case scenario, he didn't want anything to happen to Kanon. In the kitchen, Kumasawa was piling food on the serving cart. And Nanjo was waiting for Genji, apparently wanting to show him a move he'd finally thought up that might turn the tables on him. But Genji's appearance immediately told him that something was wrong.
おや、どうしましたか、源氏さん。南條先生、申し訳ありませんが、この勝負は一度中断させてください。カノンはチェーンを頼む。熊沢、食事の配膳は一時中断し、カノンと同行するように。私は奥様のところへ行く。南條先生もご一緒に。何かあったんですかな。
Genji took Nanjo, who still didn't know what was going on, and quickly left the kitchen.
熊沢さん、申し訳ありませんが、僕と一緒に来てください。
何があったんですか、カノンさん。
Kumasawa said almost exactly the same thing as Nanjo, unable to take in the situation and chased after Kanon, who had flown out into the hallway. Taking Kumasawa with him, Kanon went to the storage room and looked through the tools packed with toolboxes and hanging all over the walls, trying to find something that could be used to cut the chain.
何を探してるんですか。私も手伝いますよ。
ドアチェーンを切断するんです。大きめの番線カッターはどこだっけ。
ドアチェーンをどうしてそんなことをするんですか。
エヴァ様たちのお部屋にチェーンが中にいらっしゃるはずなのに、お声をかけても返事がないんです。
It took Kumasawa some time to figure out how cutting the chain and Eva and Hideyoshi not answering were connected, but she did realize that this was an urgent situation. Get to it. Kanon took down a very large wire cutter that had been hanging on the wall. It was called a cutter, but maybe it'd be easier to understand if we said it was shaped like a large pair of pliers. Kanon remembered once being warned that this dangerous tool could easily cut through one of your fingers, so be very careful. Kanon took that and rushed up the stairs. He already knew instinctively. He should fight for every minute, every second to open it quickly. Or perhaps it was already too
待っ
late.
てくださいカノンさん。
Ba ba ba.
早く
Hurry up, you old lady! Kumasawa eventually caught up with him, gasping for breath with both hands on her knees. When Kenon changed his grip on the wire cutters and looked up at the door, he let out an ah, struck speechless. And now there's a symbol. Fucking fantastic. It appeared out of nowhere.
何ですかこれは。
Kumasawa screamed weakly, her face pallid. There was no response, because right there on the door, just like the magic circle that had been drawn on the shutter of the Rose Garden storehouse, there was another eerie shape drawn with a blood-like paint. My god. However, it would be odd to call this one a magic circle, because unlike what most people would expect, it wasn't a circle with shapes drawn inside it, but a slightly more complicated geometrical shape. However, those strange characters filling in the gaps, which weren't from the alphabet, were the same kind as the ones on the magic circle in the shutter. But the thing that had Kenon struck speechless wasn't how eerie the magic circle was. It was that something like this hadn't been there a short while ago. First, he had taken a trip back to the kitchen. After that, he'd gone to the storage room to grab a tool and headed right back. Put those together, and it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. How could someone add to something this creepy during that period of time? And as though it had just been drawn, almost like the door itself was bleeding, several unsettling vertical red lines slowly dripped down, getting longer and longer. Kumasawa's knees gave way, and she sank down on the spot. If Kumasawa had done this first, then Kenon surely would have wanted to.
ベアトリーチェ様
Shut up.
ベアトリーチェ様の仕業ですよ。恐ろしや恐ろしや。
Kenon gulped, then readied the wire cutter and approached the door. He didn't want to get close to this disturbing magic circle, and he really didn't want to touch the steadily dripping substance that looked like blood. But if he didn't get close, he wouldn't be able to cut the chain. Fighting this cold feeling, he gulped again, and after gathering his courage, he went even closer, putting the wire cutter against the chain. He then pressed with all of his strength, managing to cut through the chain far more easily than he'd anticipated. The cut chain fell into 2 separate parts, which continued to clang as they swayed back and forth.
カノンさん、足元に封筒が。しかもこれは親方様のもの。
It looked like Kumasawa had also noticed the western envelope at the bottom of the door, and that the sealing wax had been sealed with the head's ring. Kenon hesitated for just a second over whether he should open the letter first or check inside the room, but he eventually decided on fulfilling his original purpose. Kenon pulled a handkerchief out of his pocket. This was so he wouldn't leave fingerprints on the door. If his worst fears were realized, the police would want to investigate this room too. He slowly pushed the door open. He was able to more clearly hear the sound of the television, which had been seeping out faintly this whole time.
エヴァ様
Eva was lying face up on the bed with her shoes still on. Kumasawa, who had fearfully entered after Kenon, and who was hiding behind his back, screamed a short eek again when she saw Eva like that. Eva's shoes had been the first part of her that Kenon had seen, so the oddness of wearing shoes in bed was the first thing to strike him. But when Eva's head shifted into his line of sight, Kenon couldn't help but let out a short scream like Kumasawa-san. Right in the middle of Eva's forehead, something had been placed. Something was growing there. No. Right in the center of her forehead. Was it an old-fashioned knife? That, or some weapon like it was sticking out? No, we don't get to see. Of course not. At the base of where it had stuck in, blood dripped down, staining the sheets on the other side bright red. Kumasawa's knees gave way once more, and she sank down on the floor. Her mouth kept flapping open and closed. What the fuck? But she couldn't even scream. Eva was dead, with some kind of weapon sticking out of her forehead. Both eyes were wide open, and the image of the person who killed her must have been burned into them. But the only mouth capable of naming that person had been shut for all eternity. Even though her forehead was the last place they wanted to look, they couldn't tear their eyes from it. Right there, the weapon was stuck into Eva's forehead, standing almost perfectly upright. And on the handle was a complicated design that you wouldn't expect to see on an ordinary weapon. That thing could be summed up with the word occult. It was a vulgar object with a design that might have been on some demon. Eva was on top of her bed, but the other bed was empty. Where was Hideyoshi? After taking a backward glance at Kumasawa, still on her knees and stupefied, he checked the bathroom just in case. At that moment he opened the door, he was greeted by steam and the sound of the shower. The bathroom was the same familiar style as most hotel bathrooms. When taking a shower, a waterproof curtain was used to keep water from flying out. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's not what I need to see. Hold on. I want to, Oh, what? Everything is blocked out. What the fuck? That's not what I wanted. Well, actually, you can see right here, right? Yeah. I wanted to get rid of the text box so you can see the whole picture, but that's enough, right? Yeah. What the fuck is that sticking out of his fucking forehead? That's not a knife. Oh my god, that's like a fucking... It's not a drill, but... Oh my god, it's like they actually drilled it into his fucking head. Yikes. That waterproof curtain was half open, and lying tumbled down in the bathtub was Hideyoshi, completely naked, with both eyes open. Their clothes here, but okay, yeah, sure. And pointing right at Kenon. Just like Eva, a weapon with a demon-like design was stuck into his forehead. Since his head had been under the shower's hot water this whole time, his face wasn't half covered, and filthy with blood like Eva's had been. But the sight of him dead, while still taking a shower, was tragic enough. Just then, they heard Natsui's voice coming from the hall. She was probably coming with Genji.
私でもこのような落書きが。この手紙は中には何と？
いえ、まだ読んでおりません。
うかつに触らん方がいいですな。犯人の指紋が残っとるかもしれん。警察に渡した方がいい。
わざわざ手紙を残すくらいです。どうせ指紋など残っていません。
As Natsui said that, she picked up the envelope. And before checking its contents, she entered the room herself, where she found Eva dead.
エヴァさん奥様こちらには秀吉様も
これはむごいですな。
カノン、シャワーを止めてあげなさい。気の毒にも程があります。
はい。
Kenan gripped his handkerchief and twisted the valve, turning off the shower. In the bathtub, a small jar of body soap had fallen with its cap off. It really looked like he'd been attacked while taking a shower. There was still a small splash of blood clinging to the white bathtub, and the combination of red and white made a horrible contrast.
南條先生。
わかったな。市販は出とらんな。死後硬直も始まっとらん。
Holy shit, then it just, like, fucking happened? Like, what the hell?
おそらく殺されてから
An hour or
1時間
so.
経ったかどうかというところだろ
Yeah, holy shit.
う。しかしこのような柄の短い凶器で頭蓋骨は考えられん。
Nanjo checked their pulse and their pupils, making certain of their deaths once more. As Kenan watched this busy-like treatment, he thought, couldn't you tell at a glance that they're dead without doing all that? Nanjo thought about removing the weapon, but then decided it'd be better to preserve the scene and hand it over to the police, so he left it alone. Yeah, you don't want to see all that brain matter just splashing out. Just leave it be. Oh, fuck. But a close inspection of the base showed that it didn't have a blade. In fact, it was more conical than a blade shaped. He noticed that, rather than a knife, it was more like a short-handled spear. Something with a shape better suited for thrusting than slicing. Rather than a short spear, you might call it a thick ice pick. At any rate, after looking at the scene, no further words were needed to describe what sort of terrible purpose. I was about to say purchase, what the fuck? What sort of terrible purpose such eerily designed weapons were originally made for. Nor was it necessary to explain how they carried out their function. Natsui, hoping to escape this repulsive steam filling the bathroom as soon as she could, covered her mouth with a handkerchief and dashed from the room. Just viewing their gruesome bodies for an instant had been enough to burn the image into her eyes. If she looked any longer, that image would surely remain in her vision for all eternity. The rising urge to vomit was exactly the same feeling as she'd had that morning at the gardening storehouse. For a while, Natsui couldn't help but stand with her back facing the guest room, fighting that sickness in her stomach.
とにかくこの部屋を子供たちにジョージ君に見せるわけにはいきません。
Oh my god, yeah, poor George. Fuck. Dude, first his lover, now his parents. God damn.
至急この部屋を閉じなさい。
Doesn't his life fucking suck?
見せられませんとも。両親のこんなむごい姿をとてもジョージさんには。
But they could tell that those fiercely racing footsteps in the hallway belonged to George, even before he came dashing into the room. George and the other children had been waiting in the parlor. However, when they saw Genji speak to Natsui, when they saw her turn pale and fly out of the parlor, they had felt a sense of foreboding. And when they saw a large group of people gathered around the guest room, they were sure of it.
父さん母さん
なんだよこれ、また魔法陣かよ。
エヴァおばさんたちは無事なんだよな。おいカノ君、これは何の騒ぎなんだ。
バトラ様。
Ganon didn't have to say anything. George's scream after he ran into the room told them everything they needed to know.
誰がこんなことを。殺してやる、殺してやる。
ジョージ君、しっかり。
Natsui touched George's shoulder with her hand, but he violently shook her off. Oh, don't do that. George fell over beside Ava and buried his face in the bed in front of her mother's face, wailing. Then he pounded on the bed with his fist, over and over again.
ジョージ兄さん、しっかり。バトラ様。
What is he doing? Battler had his back against the wall of the hallway, and was covering his eyes with his right hand and weeping without restraint.
ひでえぜ。心に決めた女を婚約した次の日に失った。同じ日に親父とおふくろまで殺されるなんてよ。そんなのあんまりにもむごいじゃねえか。
Of course it's sad whenever anyone dies, no matter who it is. But to Battler, those left alone by the deaths of others were far more worthy of pity. Everyone here now had lost someone close to them. George wasn't the only one to be pitied. However, George's pain was far greater than everyone else's.
バトラ。
そりゃよ、人はいつか死ぬぜ。人間誰だっていつか死別の悲しみと戦わなきゃならねえ日が来るだろうよ。
Okay, I'm noticing that the voices are lowering by themselves for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it's maybe just the music itself. I mean, this particular song is loud, so whatever.
でもよ、
There we go.
そいつは兄貴にとってはずっと未来の話で。
Sorry if all of you were frustrated with the low voice volume as well.
しかもそいつは
I hate it when that shit happens.
一つずつ順番に訪れるべきもんじゃねえかよ。むごすぎるぜ。やろうやろう。少しは人の情けってもんがねえのかよ。
おう、バトラ、泣かない泣かない。
Maria tried to comfort Battler in a mechanical-sounding voice. Battler violently wiped his tears.
ああ、くそ。もう流さねえぜ。悔し涙も悲しみの涙ももう二度と流さねえぜ。ああ、全然ダメだ。 俺たちは魔女様に爪を食らってるわけだ。主勢一方ってわけだ。そりゃダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。チェス盤がひっくり返っちまうぜ。野郎は俺たち羊が明日まで逃げる手段もなく怯えてるだけだろうと思ってるだろうよ。だからひっくり返すぜ。明日までこの島から逃げられねえのは野郎も同じだ。しょんべんちびりそうになりながら逃げ隠れするのは俺たちじゃねえ。野郎の方だ。暴いてやるぜ。必ずな。明日までに。いや明日なんか待たねえ。今夜だ。今夜中にその胸ぐらを掴み上げてやる。
とにかくこの部屋は警察が来るまでこのままにして施錠します。
So, if I take something from that, I think he's actually internally thinking that the grandfather has something to do with this, and he's the murderer. But he doesn't want to say that Beatrice doesn't exist in front of Maria, so he kind of vaguely shifted towards Beatrice and then grandfather at the same time. It's kind of like, it's confusing, but I don't know. Whatever. Okay. What?
いいですね。
Natsui announced it as though she didn't care whether they agreed or not. If anyone had a right to object, it would have been George, but he looked as though he'd shed enough tears. George nodded slightly, still facing away from the others. And when he stood up, everyone else agreed too. Natsui still hadn't opened that western envelope of the family head that she'd picked up. But now that they'd decided to leave this room, she decided to unseal it in the parlor, where everyone could watch. As soon as they walked out into the hallway to head back to the parlor, some of them immediately felt something out of place, or maybe they sensed something strange. Oh great, what now?
答えよ。
マリアもわかるか。
What?
こりゃ何の匂いだよ。ひでえ匂いだぜ。
When everyone sniffed the air, they did notice a horrible burnt smell drifting through the hallway, one that none of them had smelled until then.
私、ちょっと厨房を見てきます。火はちゃんと消したはずなんですよ。
After noticing a burnt smell, it was natural that Kumasawa, who had been just using the burner in the kitchen, suspected that her own slip-up had caused it. Kumasawa hastily dashed away.
カノン、熊沢と行きなさい。一人にさせないように。
はい。
After nodding at Genji's order, Kenan followed after her. He wasn't running, but as he followed her, he tried to search for the cause of the smell in other directions as well.
臭い。
これは確かに鼻が曲がりそうな匂いですね。
Then open the windows. God damn it, shut up.
しかし換気のために窓を開けてもいいものか。
Oh yeah, downpouring, yeah. Natsui was reluctant to open the windows in a situation where self-defense was so important.
換気扇を回させましょう。窓を開ける必要はないと思います。
ジョージの兄貴。
Okay, yeah, don't speak. That's fine.
犯人を探す相談なら構わないよ。
It seemed that George had managed to climb out of the abyss of sorrow. So that filled his chest now was the quiet flame of hatred towards the culprit, who had stolen the lives of the one he loved and his beloved parents.
部屋にはチェーンがかかってた。さっき構造を見たが、とても外から細工できる代物じゃねえ。つまり、完璧な密室だったってことだ。
そうなるね。バラ庭園の倉庫の時は、シャッターの鍵を使用人室からこっそりと持ち出したのだろうとか、あるいは、複製の鍵を持っていた可能性とか、いくつか方法が想像できた。でも、チェーンは違う。チェーンは一般に浸透した施錠方法の中で、最もシンプルに密室を構築できる。
チェーンだけは物理的に破壊しない限り外からはどうにもならないぜ。じゃあつまり犯人は扉からは出入りしなかったってことなのか。
こりゃ面白いや。
It's exactly what Bachelor asked for last episode when he was taunting the witch.
つい数時間ほど前にも、扉以外でどうやって部屋から出入りしたのかって、みんなで騒いだ気がするぜ。
Yep. He remembers. Back then, we were all losing our cool, wondering how Grandfather had disappeared from his room. The receipt Aunt Eva stuck in the door on a whim proved that the door had remained sealed. And since Aunt Natsui was the only person to enter or exit during that time, she was under suspicion. Aunt Eva proposed a theory about how Aunt Natsui might have thrown Grandfather out the window and left by the door herself. But this door is much simpler. It was sealed from the inside by the door chain. The window had also been locked from the inside, and the bodies had been inside the room. This time it really had been, without exaggeration, a true closed room. That's right. If you include Grandfather's disappearance, 3 cases have occurred, and all 3 times the door had been the point of interest. Tricky. The first was the shutter. There was a key in the servant room, and if we assume someone knew about that, this can't really be called a closed room. The next was the door sealed by the receipt. That's weird wording for that, but okay, yeah, sure. However, Aunt Natsui entered that room, so if Grandfather had left through the window or been thrown out, she would have been able to lock the window before escaping. Or, like my theory, Grandfather could have hidden until the receipt was gone and left the room later. Basically, this door can be defeated with a handful of desperate tricks. In that sense, you really can't call this one a closed room either. And now we have the door sealed with the door chain. Finally, we have to give up. The window, the door, everything had been locked. It was a perfect closed room. The first had it been a closed room because everyone could be suspected. The second had it been a closed room because Aunt Natsui could be suspected. But this time, no one can be suspected. This was a perfect closed room because the door chain formed a seal that blocked everyone equally well.
なら、犯人は室内に入らずに犯行に及んだ。部屋の外から何らかの方法で。
確かに。チェーンである以上、人が通れるほどは開けなくても、多少の隙間を空けることができる。ノックして顔を覗かせたところを襲うとか。いや、甘いか。
甘いよな。エヴァおばさんの遺体が扉のすぐそばだったなら、それも考えたぜ。だが、エヴァおばさんは部屋の奥のベッドの上。しかも、秀吉おじさんはバスルームだった。チェーンの隙間からでは、姿を見ることもできねえし、手を伸ばすこともできねえ。ちくしょう。全然ダメだぜ。さっぱりだ。
Something was tugging softly at my sleeve. It was Maria. Yeah, what do you want?
おお。満足？
Oh, you bitch. Oh, you bitch. Oh, come on. Why, you bitch?
満足って、何がだよ。
She's saying this because Bachelor fucking, like, basically challenged Beatrice to, you know, do it in a way where you can't suspect anyone but have a 19th person, aka a witch. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you and fuck your laugh, you fucking twat.
バトラは親族の誰かを疑うのが嫌だから、犯人はベアトリーチェであってほしいと願ったよ。
I didn't make a wish. Fuck all of you. What the fuck?
だからベアトリーチェは叶えた。
Shut up, I didn't make a wish.
バトラが言った通り、絶対に人間には無理なことをして、バトラに魔女の存在を信じさせてくれた。
Why do you have to do this? Why, Maria? Why? Why do you gotta be like this? What the fuck is your problem?
なのにわがまま。
Oh, I'll show you selfish. I'll show you selfish. Go. Ah! I tapped Maria, who was laughing unpleasantly, on the head with my fist.
ああ、叶えてくれてありがとうよ。今のはその礼と、不謹慎な時に笑ったことへの教育的指導だ。それより教えやがれ。エヴァおばさんたちの部屋の扉にも、また怪しげな落書きがされていた。あれもまた魔法陣なのか。
What did he just fucking say?
あれは特に覚えやすい特徴的な形なんだから、あのくらい知っててほしいね。あ、いて。
知らねえから花を持たせてやってんだ。ごちゃごちゃ言わねえで解説しろい。
バトラは暴力的だね。あんまり意地悪すると教えないよ。あ、いて。言うよ、このげんこつ男。あれは月の1の魔法陣だよ。
何の意味がある？
First one was the sun. This one's the moon. Alright.
その魔法陣のご利益は？書かれてるヘブライ語の意味は？
記されているのは旧約聖書詩編第107編の16節。主は聖堂の扉を破り、鉄の栓抜きを打ち破ってくださいました。
Huh? For he has broken gates of brass and cuts through bars of iron. I'm not sure I understand that one in connections with this.
魔法陣の効用は2つ。
Okay, tell me.
1つはいかなる方法によって閉ざされた扉でも開くことができる。
そりゃ便利な魔法だぜ。つまり魔法の力に頼らなきゃ開けぬ密室の扉っていう魔女様のアピールってわけか。もう一つの効用は、
開かぬ扉を八方塞がりの事態に見立て扉を開く。
Huh.
難解な事態の時に用いることで、それまで思いつきもしなかった解決策を与えてくれるんだよ。 平たく言うと、観察力や洞察力、ひらめきや直感を授けてくれるんだね。ベアトリーチェはバトラごとき人間風情に、この扉の開き方がわかるものかって挑発してるんだよ。
よーし、もう黙れご苦労。上等だぜ。その魔女の挑戦、受けてやら。
マリアちゃん、この世に魔女も悪魔も存在しない。
Oh damn, now it's George. Okay, he's given up on fucking pampering to Maria's like stupid ass shit.
父さんと母さんは誰かが殺した。それが僕のよく知る人間なのか知らない人間なのかはわからない。でもそのどちらであっても必ず人間なんだ。
しかしどうやって、せいぜい10センチ程度しか開かない扉の隙間からどうやったら室内の2人を。
それにしても耐え難い匂いです。一体何事なのですか？
Kanon and Kumasawa, who had gone on ahead, realized that the smell wasn't coming from the kitchen, even before they arrived there. That was because they noticed an even thicker wave of stench rising up from the stairs leading to the basement, which they passed on their way to the kitchen.
ボイラー室。
Oh, God. It's a body, isn't it? Great. The boy, okay. But the only one who's missing is, oh, God, it's the old man. Alright. Why am I so good at predicting this shit?
またボイラーの調子が悪いんでしょうか。
Just watch. Just fucking watch. It's gonna be that fucker. It's gonna be, Kinzo or Kinzo, whatever his fucking name. I don't care what pronunciation. What? Those stairs led to the underground boiler room. The mansion's boiler was old and in poor condition. Both of them had witnessed problems with the boiler on several occasions, which they had never smelled the boiler belching out a stench like this before. Slam.
今の音は
What the fuck? Maybe it's not? What? The thing they heard from the basement was definitely the sound of a door closing. Kumasawa had phrased it as a question, but she already knew it couldn't be anything else. Kumasawa was so surprised at that sound that her knees gave way yet again and she cowered. Okay, at this point you might as well just crawl to places. What the fuck's your problem? After all, at that very moment, no one could have been in the boiler room. Dun dun dun. Just a few seconds ago, everyone had been crowded together around Eva and Hideyoshi's room. So who caused the sound of a door closing just now? Beatrice! Oh, is he going down there? After taking a second to sort out the situation, Kenan ran down towards the basement. Oh, shit. What's going on down there? What's going on? Since they'd heard the sound of a door closing just now, and there was no sign of anyone coming up the stairs, the person who'd closed the door had to be inside the boiler room now. If the boiler room had been a dead end, Kenan wouldn't have rushed in so hastily. But Kenan was a servant, so he knew. There were two entrances to the boiler room, one that opened to the mansion and one that opened to the courtyard. Oh, tricky. Alright. Oh, maybe it's a chase? Oh, okay, maybe no. No, because there's still stench, right? But then, maybe I'm forgetting someone. Who? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Okay, never mind. If he didn't chase them now, they might slip away. Kumasawa reached the same conclusion long after Kenan did. But she couldn't let him go alone. If the thing in the boiler room was the culprit, An opponent who had easily killed 6 adults in the first murder, then no matter how Kenan confronted him, he wouldn't be a match. Of course, with his argument, even if Kumasawa joined him, it wouldn't change anything. At any rate, after a delay, Kumasawa decided that she mustn't let Kenan go alone, and she rushed down the stairs. Okay. Black screen all around. Ooh. Ooh. Why is it all red and crispy like that? What the like all eerie. Damn. You see like there's a hint of redness going around in the top. I don't know if that's just whatever. At that time, Kenan had was already in the boiler room. Oh my god, I can't read. I'm losing the ability. The boiler room's characteristic damp heat tormented him. It had always been an unpleasantly smelly and hot place. And on top of that, the room was full of that horrible stench, which made Kenan feel like he was going to be sick. Blech. There was no doubt that this room was the source. In that case, Kenan should have been searching for where the smell was coming from. However, Kenan kept gazing straight forward as he grabbed a hatchet from a tool shelf just off to the side of the door. Hell yeah, defend yourself, boy! He hadn't stretched out his hand because he'd wanted a hatchet. He had wanted to grab a weapon. Any weapon. Why? Kenan gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce. Then he answered.
ルーレットは数字と赤黒にかけて配当を競い合う。
Okay.
だが赤か黒かのようなリスクの低い賭けはその程度の配当しか与えられない。
The words coming from Kenan's mouth were swallowed up by the darkness. That darkness suddenly started to swirl, glittering. Well, fuck. Oh no. What's going on here? I don't like it. What the fuck is that sound? It was such a fantastical scene. Golden, sparkling butterflies that hid in the shadows all over the boiler room flapped their wings, twinkling beautifully, and gathered in the darkness, disappearing. Kenan continued speaking, directing his words at the darkness as it swallowed the butterflies up. But as the butterflies gathered in the darkness, they, perhaps, probably, no, they would certainly laugh. But Kenan continued to speak without faltering in the slightest.
逆に、より的中率の低い賭け方をすれば、そのリスクに比例した配当が与えられる。親方様は、天文学的なリスクを的中できることを奇跡と呼び、その結果得られる天文学的な配当を魔法と呼んでいた。親方様とお前がどんな魔法を求めてルーレットに挑んでいるのか、そんな、しかしお前は忘れている。ルーレットには赤でも黒でもない目が出うることを忘れている。
Roulette was a special pocket called... Did I say was? Has. Roulette has a special pocket called Zero, which means that the house takes everything in certain variants of the game. This means that all of the coins bet on the table will be swept up, just as though everyone has forfeit.
僕は一つだけ心に決めていた。 もし、シャノンが殺されて、僕が生き残るようなことがあったなら、この身を投げ出して、お前のルーレットを全て台無しにしてやろうと。これは、親方様が決めたルールでも、ましてや、お前が決めたルールでもない。このルールは僕が作った。僕は、もう家具じゃない。
Amen, brother.
お前のルーレットの、ゼロなんだ。
Oh, damn. Oh. Ganon's face twisted with humiliation. It was clear that his defiance against his own weaknesses was being ridiculed somehow. Oh, got louder. Fantastic. Ganon's brow creased even further, and a fierce expression that he'd never shown to anyone appeared on his face. The hand grasping the hatchet was shaking. His sweat became drops, which slid downward. It was clear that the emotion causing Kanon's hand to shake wasn't just anger. However, Kanon suppressed that emotion.
僕はもう、お前の言葉に惑わされたりはしない。
I can tell he's actually gradually moving along through the screen.
悪魔のルーレットはこれでおしまいだ。
At first he was on the right side, but now he's center. That's cool.
地獄にてさらに1000年。次の召喚者を待つがいい。
Oh, snap.
ベアドリーチャー!
When Kanon raised the hatchet and tried to dive into the darkness definitely sneered. It sneered at the courage, as if it were vulgar, lazy, futile, and meaningless. The fuck? I think I shot my pants. Okay. How far are we in? Because I want to stop right now. Now we're in 2 minutes. All right. Kanon, his hatchet still held aloft. Couldn't take another step after that. With a clang, the hatchet that he'd been grasping, fell and rolled on the floor. And following that, with a pair of thuds, Kanon's knees hit, left, then right. That hand, which looked like it was trying to catch the sky now that the hatchet had been dropped, gradually lowered, landing on his chest. Then, the other hand did the same. Yep, someone's dead. Am I right? Was I right? Right there, a handle with a demon-shaped design was buried into his chest. The same type of weapon that had been stabbed into Eva and Hideyoshi's foreheads was in Kanon's chest. What? I was wrong all the time. What the fuck? This is the first time I'm being wrong, man. I'm gonna cry. No, Kanon, why? You fucker, you're supposed to be my boy toy. What? Kanon was curled up in anguish. Fresh blood dribbling from the corner of his mouth. It was makeup too extreme for Kanon's white skin. Ah, pretty butterflies. No, don't go away! Around the scene, the glittering gold butterflies danced through the darkness, mesmerizing. It was a beautiful, beautiful dance, a funeral march of tribute, ridicule, and contempt for a single boy's self-sacrifice. Kenan had already been prepared for his own death. But although he could do nothing but accept the death he had received, he attempted one last measure of resistance. He grasped the handle of the weapon sticking into his chest with both hands, and gritting his teeth with an acute, unearthly pain, he pulled it out. For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. It made an unpleasant bloop sound. It probably resembled the sound of Kenan's soul, as it was sucked into the swamp of the dead. Damn, man.
Canon-san?
Oh, why do you have to be here ruining this whole scene, man? Kumasawa screamed at the incomprehensible sight in front of her. Kenan was lying in a pool of blood. Kumasawa's heart was a complete mess. Ah, what a horrible fate. He wouldn't have been killed if I had been with him. Ah, what incredible... Wait, what? Wait, let me go back. He wouldn't have been killed. Okay, I read that right. What incredible luck? Are we in her perspective right now? And if so, why is she saying what incredible luck? Well, she's not saying it out loud, but... If I had been with him, I might have been killed too. As she screamed, her expression was filled with complete confusion, and all of the muscles of her face were pulled up, almost as though she was smiling while crying. The fuck is her problem? But no one could have made fun of an expression like this.
何事ですか、Kumasawa? 返事をしなさい、Kumasawa!
The first one to dash in was Natsui, holding the rifle. Bachelor and Genji dashed in after her. Normally, they probably would have started discussing the origin of that violent stench filling the boiler room. But after they saw Kenan, who was lying on the ground as if he were drowning in an ocean of his own blood, the stench wasn't important anymore. Jesus Christ, everyone's fucking dropping like flies, man, flies! Like, I'm very dramatic. I'm actually a very over-dramatic. Natsui realized that even though Kenan was on the verge of death, he was still conscious, so she sent Genji to get the doctor. Natsui, holding the rifle aloft, faced the darkness in the center of the boiler room and shouted, "Oh shit!" Bachelor, thinking quickly, took a large flashlight from the tool shelf alongside the door and used its light to cut through the darkness Natsui was glaring into, but the light only shone on mechanical-looking piping and the door. Like what, that door over there? The door had been left open a small crack. Oh? And it was obvious that someone had left through there in a hurry.
Genji, あの扉はどこに通じているのですか?
Oh shit, they escaped. Bachelor let out a war cry as he slammed into the door. Cool air from outside suddenly rushed in. There were some thin, rough stairs leading up. Bachelor ran up them, shouting. Natsui was also rushing up the stairs, chasing after Bachelor. They were in the courtyard. The courtyard of the mansion had been built strictly for lighting purposes, so it wasn't a very elegant place. Because it was surrounded on all sides, the air was calm and completely undisturbed, even though they could hear the sound of strong winds. There was only the gentle, sorrowful rain. As he ran through the cold and scattered raindrops, dashing up the stairs into the courtyard, Bachelor looked in every direction. Of course, the odds of him finding a suspicious silhouette just standing around nonchalantly were pretty much zero. Bachelor spun, looking all around. He turned again and again. He kept spinning until he almost lost his sense of direction. He prayed that he would see the culprit somewhere in this scenery. But there was no chance. All he saw as he spun was more and more of the mansion's heartless walls and windows. Furthermore, there were two entrances into the mansion from the courtyard, and neither of them were locked. Because the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside the mansion, the doors had been built without locks. He didn't know which one they had left through. He had to give up. Bachelor pounded the wall with his fist, swearing.
バトラ君、一人で先走ってはダメです。バトラ君。
Bachelor pressed his forehead against the wall, which he scratched at with his fingernails as he cried.
畜生畜生畜生エヴァおばさんに秀吉おじさん、さらにカノン君かよ。6人も殺しやがった。飽き足らずさらに3人も殺しやがった。ふざけるなふざけるな。エヴァおばさんも秀吉おじさんも昔からいつも優しくしてくれる愉快なおばさんたちだったじゃねえかよ。カノン君とは昨日会ったばかりだが、きっとこれから仲良くなれたと思うぜ。なんで殺したんだ。どうしてどうして。人ってのはな、殺しちまったらな、二度と生き返らねえんだぞ。タケノコみてえにひょいひょい生えてきちゃ来ねえんだぞ。どうして殺すんだよ。どうしてどうして。
Bachelor was a boy who could understand the feelings of pain and regret in a person's heart. So he cried with all his strength. Natsui, who had always thought of Bachelor as a frank person, was a little surprised to find he had this delicate side. And at the same time, she understood how easily hurt the heart of a young person could be. So she held him.
大丈夫です。あなたも、ジョージ君も、マリアちゃんも、ジェシカも。
Oh, damn, I like Natsui. Damn, man. Oh, shit.
母として、そして、後宮家の代表として。
Damn, Natsui's so cool, you know? Fuck. Oh. Why does shit have to happen? Damn. Bachelor, after sobbing into Natsui's chest for a while, wiped his tears with a bitter smile, as though he had been like that the whole time, and tried to appear as though he'd cried more than enough already.
とにかく、一度下に戻りましょう。犯人を探すより、自分たちの身を守る方が最優先です。
Right.
明日になれば船が来る。そうすれば警察がやってきて、すべてを白日のもとにさらし出してくれるでしょう。犯人がどうあがこうとも、この島から逃げられるものですか。
そうっすね。
警察さえ来れば。
When the seagulls cry, the crime will be solved. But, for some reason, Bachelor felt a slight sense of uneasiness, as if the seagulls would never cry again. That couldn't be true. When the typhoon passes, surely the lively seagulls will return to the harbor again. Never say never. I returned to the boiler room along with Aunt Natsui and told everyone weakly that we hadn't found anything. We heard that Dr. Nanjo and George Aniki had carried Kenan-kun to the servant room. The servant room had a first aid kit and a sink, and could apparently function as a nurse's office. Kumasawa-san and Jessica had accompanied them. Stains from Kenan-kun's blood remained on the floor. Judging by the large amount of blood lost, and the ruthless shape of the weapon that had fallen carelessly to the ground, I figured that Dr. Nanjo's treatment would probably end in vain. That weapon was doubtlessly the same type that had been stuck in Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi's foreheads. But wait, isn't the demonic design on the handle a little different? There seemed to be some small differences in that part. Still, as far as their overall shape was concerned, the weapons were all of the same type. Though it had seemed brutal, we'd left the weapons stuck into Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi to preserve the crime scene. So this was the first time we were able to have a perfect view of the entire weapon. As we had expected, the weapon was not bladed like a knife, but shaped like an ice pick, or rather, a thin stake. And it had a spiral-shaped pattern, sort of like a drill. It looked like something that might be driven into the hearts of human sacrifices in some demonic ritual. Including the handle, it was 25 centimeters long. Half of that was the stake-shaped part, which was stained with deep red blood. The length of the blade-stained part made it clear just how deeply it must have penetrated into Kenan-kun's chest. But Aunt Natsui and the rest didn't even look at the weapon, and instead stood in front of the incinerator, where the horrible stench was emanating from. They must have dragged it out. Dragged out that thing which had been burning in the furnace. So there was something burning in the furnace. I'm still holding on to my theory. It was still smoldering, and kept sending out dense waves of that awfully unpleasant smell. Kenji-san and Maria stared down at it. Aunt Natsui probably couldn't stand to look directly at it. She kept shaking her head, her back to it. I thought nothing could surprise me after everything that's happened. But this is... I stood there for a while, moaning, with a rising urge to vomit. The true source of that unearthly stench was a scorched curse. Curse. Yes, a scorched curse. Scorched corpse. Oh, fuck my ass. Corpse. Scorched corpse. Fucking nutcase. That had been cooking inside the incinerator. The clothes, the surface of the body, and the hair were all hideously burned. That grotesque corpse was in a state where not the face, nor the age, nor even the gender could be guessed at. But when I thought about it calmly, I realized that a corpse appearing at this time could only be one person. It was grandfather. Boom, bitch! Who had disappeared that morning, and whose whereabouts had been unknown.
おそらく親方様だと思います。
Right.
私も同感です。
I mean, who else could it be?
このようなお姿でお亡くなりになるとは。おいたわしや。
でもこの死体本当にじい様だって保証はあるんすか？こうも黒焦げじゃ性別さえも想像つかないってのに。
I guess when they do the autopsy and shit, I guess look at the dental records, right? Those dental records can show who the person is. If there are any of the past records, I don't know. I believe that's something, right?
バトラ君、足をご覧なさい。
Okay, what's wrong with the feet? Aunt Natsui, with her handkerchief over her mouth and her eyes averted, pointed and told me to look at the burnt corpse's feet. And what? What?
両足の指が6本あるのがお分かりになりませんか？
The fuck?
本当だ。
Just as Genji-sen had said, there were 6 toes on each foot. Each individual toe had looked so normal in its line that I hadn't noticed.
親方様はお生まれの時から両足の指がそれぞれ6本でした。
Oh, well, there you go then.
そして故に親方様は後ろ宮家の再興を託されたのです。
後宮家には昔から生まれつき多子症の方が多かったそうです。多分遺伝的なものでしょう。
I have no idea how the fuck you pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try it. It means many fingers. Because of a little mistake by God, when the person is born, one of their toes or fingers splits into 2, and the total number increases. But a big deal isn't usually made of blank in the world at large. Again, I'm not going to attempt, alright? That looks fuckity fucked. Polydactyly? Polydactyl? What? Okay, enough goofing off. That's because it isn't a disease, just something people are born with. So while they are still babies, at about the time they turn 1 year old, they can be taken to the hospital and given surgery to make them normal. That's kind of rude, saying that they're not normal. What the fuck? Even a child with that can be treated before they become aware, so they might not even remember it themselves. By the way, it seems that there's a possibility for this to occur in 1 out of every 2,000 babies. Damn, really? So even though it's not usually seen, it isn't that rare at all. Speaking of which, I think Uncle Hideyoshi mentioned something to me long ago. Something about how even Toyotomi Hideyoshi... How do you fucking pronounce the name? Damn! Toyotomi. Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much backlash for this. Oh, come at me, bruh. The man who unified Japan at the end of the Sengoku period had his 6 fingers on the one hand, and the blah blah bing. I cannot English, bam bam. According to Aunt Natsui, among the many Ushiromiya family heads, the ones most praised for their wisdom, all had that. Because of that, when grandfather was born, his relatives were all excited at the thought that he might become another wise leader. And when the leading relatives all died in the Great Kanto earthquake, it was apparently argued that grandfather should be the one to restore the family, because of the auspicious sign of his birth. Why is this being mentioned? Why is all this being mentioned? Is it even relevant to the whole fucking story here, or am I just fucking reading this useless piece of shit? Like, I really hope this is not useless, because if it is, and it's never brought up ever again, I'm gonna fucking lose my fucking shit. If grandfather hadn't disliked his position as the head so much, this sixth toe probably would have, should have been pretty lucky for him. Come to think of it, I've heard about some country where it's believed people with that should be treated as gods and revered. Bleh. This is beside the point, but it's fairly common in mystery novels for a corpse to be burned to hide its identity. But I guess that in grandfather's case, just toasting him wouldn't be enough. And grandfather's body was not simply burnt. It was just like Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi and the thing that had been stabbed into Kanen-kun's chest. One of those demons' ice picks was stuck into his forehead. Fucking Christ, thank you, I can take a break. I hate it when I have to fucking read for so long. Fucking Christ.
昨夜の手紙の通りということですか。お父様、さぞやご無念でしょう。
Natsui-san let her head droop and closed her eyes tightly. This room had also become a vital crime scene for us to hand over to the police. It was decided that we would leave grandfather's corpse here and lock the room, sealing it. It isn't clear when grandfather's corpse started burning in the incinerator. Whoops, why did that happen? I've been noticing that happens quite a while, I don't know why. Since, according to Genji, the strength of the flames hadn't been that strong, the body must have started burning a long time ago. So basically, morning, maybe? No, because we would have smelled the corpse burning a lot more before then. Probably shortly after lunch? Would it take a few hours? I don't know. No, it wouldn't take a few hours for it to start stitching up the house. Alright, in that case, at the very latest, I would probably start thinking like 3 p.m., like early evening, late afternoon. Anyway, what? Sorry, I like to go off in my head and start coming up with shit. Anyway, so that stench could slowly creep out of the furnace and fill the room bit by bit, eventually pouring out and climbing up the staircase. Putting aside whether he was rare or well done. Wow, classy. Okay. You fuckers. Grandfather had been brought out, killed, and burned, even though he had started out locked away in the closed room created by his autolock. There's probably no doubting this. However, according to Genji-san, the boiler room is usually locked. The possibility that someone outside our group had snuck in and committed the crime was overwhelmingly high. And there was also a good chance that this person was walking around with something like a master key. Oh, that would be a good point, right? Maybe? Is there such a thing as master key? I mean, if they're bringing it up, I guess maybe there is. After all, the doors and windows throughout the mansion had been checked. But despite that, the culprit was able to strut around the mansion freely. How would they be able to, like, get that, though? Oh, what the hell is this music? This is new. Ooh, I like it. Oh my god, my chair is... God damn it. Stop it! Does this chime confirm that a 19th person exists? there's still that contradiction, since they're trying to tout their existence without ever showing themselves once. Along with Kaoru-san's chessboard theory, I've been using this contradiction to deny the existence of a 19th person. By spinning the chessboard around once more, the very fact that this crime makes it perfectly obvious that a 19th person exists, means that the existence of the 19th person is even less plausible, as long as that 19th person doesn't show themselves in front of us. If the culprit could get grandfather out throughout the door sealed by the receipt, if they could kill Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi from the other side of the door sealed by a chain, then could they possibly go so far as to create a fictional 19th person through strange tricks and devices? If we still want to believe that the culprit is among the 18, then the list of suspects has grown very short. The four of us kids, Aunt Natsui, Genji-san, Kumasawa Ba-chan, and Dr. Nanjo. One of these people has to be the culprit. Wait, we can't be sure of that. Just a second ago, we started doubting whether the corpse here was actually grandfather's, right? Maybe we can think of the other bodies in the same way. For example, the first 6 all had their faces horribly smashed. Some of the bodies had kept enough of their faces for us to confirm who they were, but that old bastard, for example, had lost his entire face, as though the whole thing had been neatly peeled off. We only figured out which body was which by their clothes and surroundings. Did the culprit prepare a fake body beforehand and alter it to make it look like they died? And even though they were actually hiding somewhere after committing the crime? It may sound ridiculous, but it wouldn't be an impossible trick to pull off. It's too early to give in to this 19th person. No, this witch. That's a good point. Lots of murder mystery fucking novels and shit always have this. Always have this, you know, one of the first few deaths, their bodies are, oh, well, I guess this guy's dead, but turns out later on he's actually alive and he, you know, brought in a dead body and altered his death. And, you know, you guys know what I'm going with, right? I can't explain shit for shit, but yeah, basically, switcheroo, dead body for real body, and yeah, anyway. Who am I? Where am I? What the fuck?
さあ、バトラ君も。カノンの容体も気になりますし、いつまでもこのようなところにはいられません。戻りましょう。
おー。
Maria didn't go out with everyone else, but remained in the boiler room. The thing she was staring so fixedly at probably wasn't grandfather's body, but the demon's ice pick sticking out of his forehead. It was probably the sort of item that an enthusiast couldn't bear to ignore. I tapped her on the head.
おい、マリア。ベアトリーチェの目的は何なんだ？俺たち全員の命か？
ベアトリーチェはもうすぐ蘇るんだよ。その時、誰も生き残れはしない。
よくも笑えるもんだぜ。自分だけ蚊帳の外だと思ってるのか？どうして自分の身に危機が迫っていると感じない？どうして怯えない？
ベアトリーチェは約束してくれたもん。マリアは黄金郷へ連れて行ってもらえるんだよ。そこはね、しがらみも何もない、すべての人たちがずっと一緒に いつまでも優しくし合っていける素敵な場所なんだよ。
So basically paradise.
マリアは楽しみだよ。その時はもうすぐだもん。
Just what kind of person is Maria? I only know what Maria was like 6 years ago, when she was 3 years old. She was once pure and obedient, a good kid. This new Maria 6 years later, and the Maria I knew, didn't seem to fit together. Just who is she? This witch who calls herself Maria. To Maria, who obstinately believes in the witch, this series of unsolvable crimes is proof that the witch actually exists. Every time something occurs that would be difficult for a human, it becomes a little harder for the rest of us to not believe in Beatrice. It must be an intense pleasure for Maria to see her relatives, who once firmly denied the witch's existence, start acknowledging that witch's existence one by one. Is that why she's in high spirits?
マリア、もう一遍だけ聞く。どうせ答えは同じだろうが、もう一遍だけ聞く。お前は昨日、マラ庭園で手紙をもらった。そいつは誰なんだ？
おお、だからベアトリーチェ。バトラがまだ信じない。おお。
Maria only repeated what she had already said. Maria met with the 19th person, the witch. Was that really a 19th person, or did one of the 18 just get her to say that? All that's certain is that Maria has been with the rest of us constantly, has always had an alibi, and hasn't done anything suspicious. She's simply overjoyed at being made Beatrice's messenger, and certainly isn't the 19th person. Supposedly. That's right. I wonder what's written in the letter we picked up in Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi's room. Aunt Natsui should still have it with her. Well, let's go read it, boy! Okay, I got a feeling something fucked up. Okay, well. Yeah. 8. Okay, 8 p.m. Something happened. Uh-oh. I hope that doesn't happen again. Ah, fucking Christ. In the end, Kennen-kun did not regain consciousness. Even though Dr. Nanjo and the rest did all they could to heal him. Of course, there was very little that could be done on an island like this without medicine or proper facilities. However, Kennen was the only human ever to confront the culprit. If only he could give us some kind of clue. However, at the time they carried Kennen away, it was already too late.
申し訳ありません。あのような重傷を設備のないところではどうしようも。
いえ、無理もないことです。最善を尽くしてくださり、ありがとうございました。
Dr. Nanjo's shirt has been sprayed by a violent spurt of blood, so it was easy to imagine the devotion with which he had tried to save Kennen's life, up until the last second. Jessica was crouched in the corridor, crying softly. She had probably been taking care of Kennen-kun until the moment of his death. George Aniki tried to approach her with words of comfort, but when Jessica pushed him away, he stopped trying to force her to talk and left her alone.
私がカノンさんを一人で行かせなければ。
気に病むことはない。仮に一緒だったら熊沢も襲われていたかもしれん。それに愚かにも先走ったゆえの自業自得だ。
そんな言い方ってねえぜ。カノン君は犯人の姿を見つけて勇敢に立ち向かったんだ。熊沢さんも一緒だったら犯人は躊躇して逃げることを選んだかもしれない。
Emotion-filled words that I never thought I'd hear coming from Jessica's mouth tumbled out. Kumasawa, looking truly sorry, could do nothing but hang her head.
シシカ、
今は言葉をかけるべきじゃない。僕だって、そしてバトラ君もだろう。もう何が何だかわからなくて心が張り裂けそうだよ。
There were tears in George Aniki's eyes again. Seeing Jessica break down crying probably brought back the pain of losing his parents. I'd done the crying all at once, so I didn't feel like crying anymore. However, I understood how great the pain in their hearts was.
大丈夫だよ、ジェシカ。カノンにだってまたすぐ会えるよ。
よしてくれよ。そういう慰めはいらねえぜ。
ベアトリーチェは死者も失った愛すらも蘇らせる。だからきっとすぐに会えるよ。そしてきっとみんなで穏やかに過ごせるから。
カノン君を殺したのがマリアに昨日手紙を渡したっていうベアトリーチェなのか。そいつはどこにいるんだよ。どこに隠れてるんだよ。私が見つけて引き裂いてやる。言えよ。知ってるんだろ犯人の正体を。お前は何を知っていて何を隠してるんだ。話しやがれ。
お嬢様、おやめください。
ベアトリーチェはいる。
ちくしょう、ケンジさん話せよ。マリアが犯人を知ってる。しかもそいつは知ってて隠してるんだ。そして俺たちの内情を伝えて殺しの手引きをしてるに違いないんだぜ。
ジェシカ、静かにしなさい。
Jessica grabbed at Maria. Genji tried to stop her, but Jessica could not be calmed. The next thing I heard was the sound of Aunt Natsui slapping Jessica's face. After that, only Jessica's sorrowful sobbing voice resounded throughout the hall.
マリアちゃん、僕は君が断じて犯人ではないことを知っている。君はいつも僕たちと一緒にいたし、犯人なんかと通じている時間はなかった。だから聞かせてほしい。君に昨日手紙を渡したベアトリーチェとは誰なんだい？
Although those words seemed kind, they clearly showed that George still had some remaining doubts about Maria. He didn't actually grab at her. However, he felt exactly the same way Jessica did. Yeah.
兄貴、
Ufa.
同じことは俺もさっき聞いたぜ。返事は同じさ。
マリアちゃんの口から聞きたい。ベアトリーチェとは誰なんだい？
言ってもどうせ信じない。
それはどういう意味だい？ひょっとして僕らのよく知る人物が犯人で、君は何かの事情からそれをかばうために黙っているというのかい？君はあの手紙を誰にもらったんだい？
ベアトリーチェにもらったんだよ。何度だって言う。手紙はベアトリーチェにもらった。ジョージお兄ちゃんがベアトリーチェを信じないのは殴れる相手じゃないから？ジョージお兄ちゃんはやるせない気持ちを暴力に変えて誰かにぶつけたいと思っている。だから殴れる相手が人間じゃなきゃ収まりがつかない。だからそんなジョージお兄ちゃんには真実を話しても受け入れられない。だから言っても無駄。信じない。でもマリアは何度も言うよ。真実だから言うよ。ベアトリーチェはね、いるの。黄金鏡の扉はもうすぐ開かれるよ。マリアはそこに行くの。ベアトリーチェが約束してくれたの。その世界ではママも優しくてパパも一緒で優しいの。マリアは早くそこへ行きたいの。みんなはベアトリーチェのことを恐れている。そしてそれは無理もないことだけど。なら安心して。ベアトリーチェは言ってたよ。台風が去るまでに全てを終わらせるからって。
饒舌なマリアも嫌いじゃねえが、とりあえずはそのくらいにしとけ。魔女はいるいる言ってたお前にとってさぞや現状は愉快だろうが、とりあえずそいつはお前だけで噛み締めとけ。他人にまで押し付けるんじゃねえ。
おお。
こいつ前から気持ち悪いやつだとは思ってたけど、おかしいぜ。どっかおかしいぜ。バトラは思わねえのかよ。ケンジさんは、熊沢さんは、母さんはどうだよ。マリアは犯人の正体を知ってて隠してる。確かに直接手を下してるわけじゃないかもしれない。でも間違いなく犯人の一味だぜ。そうさ、スパイさ。私たちと一緒になんかいさせられないぜ。
マリアちゃん、不謹慎な話を慎むべき時もあることを知りなさい。これ以上混乱に油を注ぐような真似が過ぎれば。
Aunt Natsui glared at Maria with frightening eyes. Maria was used to Aunt Rosa's loud style of scolding, but she apparently hadn't built up a resistance to Aunt Natsui's quiet sort of scolding. She shrugged and kept her mouth shut. A desolate feeling filled the room. It felt as though things would just get more complicated if anyone spoke. How many people have died already? 6 people in Dad's group. After that, both Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi, Kin-kun, grandfather. There were a whole 18 people on this island, supposedly, and 10 of those people have been killed. That's more than half of us. And right now, there's absolutely no proof that the remaining 8 people will be safe.
とにかく今は仲違いをしている時ではありません。犯人が神出鬼没に屋敷内を出入りしていることが間違いなくなった今、私たちは明日まで身を守ることだけに専念しなくてはなりません。
夏日おばさんに極めて同感だぜ。犯人探しは今夜ゆっくりできるさ。今はどこで籠城するかを考えた方がいい。
As I said this, I pointed out the clock to everyone. It was already 8 at the night. We had been receiving shocks over and over again since the early morning, and our bodies and minds were both completely tired out. There's still a long time until tomorrow. We needed to find some place to barricade ourselves in, so we could rest our bodies and get even the smallest amounts of relief.
私も同感ですが、私も含め、もうみんな体も心も限界まで打ちのめされています。今からそれを考えた方が賢明でしょうな。
そういうこった。敵はマスターキーに準ずるものを持っている降参が高い。
シャノンやカノン君、ゴーダさんはマスターキーを持ってましたか？
はい。
Ah, so there are master keys, and there's a lot of them. Great, fantastic. Oh, fuck.
勤務時間中だったなら身につけていたはずです。
現場をいじらない方がいいってんで、そこまでは調べなかったろうが、誰かの鍵が奪われている可能性は否定できねえな。
そもそも犯人はバラ庭園倉庫のシャッターを開けるために一度使用人室を訪れている可能性があります。そこでマスターキーをすでに入手していると考えて間違いないでしょう。
There were many servants serving the Ushiromiya family. Because of that, there were several master keys. Furthermore, every time one employee started or finished working, the keys were passed between servants, and we had to acknowledge that this had probably gotten a bit sloppy at times in the past.
仮に殺された使用人の誰かのポケットから鍵束を拝借したとして、その鍵でも開けられない安全な場所はあるのか？
私たちはお仕事の都合上、すべてのお部屋の鍵を預かっております。お屋敷もゲストハウスもすべてです。
つまり私たちはどこへ立てこもって鍵をかけようと意味がないってわけだ。上等だぜ。鍵なんかいるもんか。来るなら来やがれってんだ。返り討ちにしてやるぜ。
敵は正面から来ないよ。最初の6人はともかく母さんたちやカノン君、そしておじい様の霊を見る限り、敵は孤立した人間だけを狙ってる。一部屋に固まっている僕たちのところへ堂々と乗り込んで来られるほどの力はないんだよ。
そうだな。兄貴の言う通りだ。ひょっとするとおばさんのライフル銃が抑止効果として成立してるのかもしれないぜ。
なら良いのですが。
マリア、言いたいことがあるんだろうが、そいつは飲み込んでしばらく黙ってろ。
Maria probably wanted to say something about how witches weren't afraid of things like guns. But if she were to say it out loud, the atmosphere around here would start getting pretty edgy. I had noticed and decided to put a stop to it.
よろしいでしょうか。一箇所だけ使用人の鍵束でも入れない場所が。
Is it the Kinzo's room?
それはどこです？
Maybe not.
はい。親方様の
Oh,
書
it
斎
is.
です。
Okay, cool.
私は反対だぜ。じい様の気持ち悪い部屋になんか入りたくない。
あの部屋に入れる鍵は何本あるんですか
2本です。1本は常に私が、もう1本は親方様がお持ちでしたが、先ほどボイラー室の遺体からこれを。
Genshi-san took a handkerchief out of his pocket and opened it, showing us the burnt and filthy study key. Then he showed it alongside to his own key, which he had once lent to Natsui.
本来なら警察のために鍵も残すべきだったのですが、親方様より書斎の留守は必ず守るようにと仰せつけられておりましたもので、私が
Sorry, I thought he was finished. Fuck. See, I don't like it when they take long-ass pauses. What the fuck? It's so fucking annoying. Anyway, there you go. That's what he said. Pause and read. Fucking Christ.
ということは、金蔵さんの書斎は唯一の安全地帯というわけですな。
そういうことになりますね。あの怪しげな匂いの部屋に一晩も立てこもるなど考えたくもありませんが、あの部屋が一番安全であることを今は認めなければならないようです。
その安全な部屋に閉じこもってたじい様を犯人は連れ出して殺してる。絶対安全とは言い切れねえけどな。
バトラ君の説のおじい様がうまくレシートをやり過ごして自分の意思で部屋を出たと考えるなら、籠城の価値はあるかもしれない。
へえ、楽観的すぎだぜ兄貴。
However, at the same time, I thought he brought up a pretty interesting point. After all, this gives us a chance to question the enemy, the witch herself, about how the sealed door had been opened. If we assume the culprit used some technique to kidnap grandfather from his study, they'd have to show us the same trick again if they wanted to assault us in this study. And that'd give us a chance to make the culprit prove how they did it right before our very eyes. If she's really a witch, we'll be forcing her to use her little magic trick to open the door right in front of us. But that's probably impossible. If you spin the chessboard around, it's obvious the culprit is acting in a way that'll make us think they're a witch. If she really is a witch, all she's gotta do is appear in front of us and wow us with a colorful display of magic. Since she's avoided doing that, everything must be the work of a fake witch who wants us to think she's real. Therefore, a culprit who used a technique other than magic to defeat the closed room couldn't open the door before our eyes.
じいさんの部屋ってのは8人で押しかけても大丈夫なくらいの広さなんすか？
はい。ベッドにソファー、毛布類もありますので、贅沢を言わなければ十分に夜を越すことができます。流しにご不浄、冷蔵庫に酒棚もあります。
Hell yeah, let's party.
ひゅー、そいつはすげえぜ。しかしおかしなもんだな。自分の家の中にさらに自分の家を作ったってのか？島を丸ごと買って自分の夢を全て実現しきったじい様の最後の家にしちゃ随分手狭なんだな。
そうですね。いつの頃からかお父様にとっては屋敷内ですら心を許せる場所ではなくなってしまったのでしょう。
そこに引きこもっていたのを私たちは嘲笑い、そして今度は私たちがそこに立てこもろうってわけだ。
Jessica spat the words out.
ジェシカちゃんは立てこもるより犯人を探しに行きたいという感じだね。
もちろんこっちから探しに行って見つけられるなんて思っちゃいないぜ。結局は待つしかない。ならどこで待ったって同じだろ。逃げも隠れもしない。
Okay, I don't know. What the fuck was that? Okay, just imagine there's a TH before that EN. Alright. That's wonderful. Thanks for that. This game is breaking. I don't know why it is, but it is. I just love wasting my money. Anyway, what?
客までテレビでも見ながらのんびり現れるのを待とうじゃねえかよ、ベアトリーチェ様をよ。
I don't think the mod has anything to do with this. I don't think it does. So, But then, wouldn't they fix it? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. God damn it.
現れなければ現れないで十分です。犯人を暴くのは私たちである必要がないからです。
正論ですな。警察が来るまで危険を冒すべきではありません。
ありがとう南條先生。私はお父様の書斎に移るべきだと思います。確かにお父様が連れ出された可能性があり、絶対の安全が保証されているわけではない。しかしバトラ君の推理のお父様が何らかの方法で自ら書斎を出て外で襲われた可能性も否定できません。
A while back I proposed that strange theory as a stopgap measure. But just as Aunt Eva said, even though that trick would be possible, I couldn't explain what motive could have made Grandfather sneak out of his own study in such a troublesome way. Plus, Grandfather couldn't even have used that trick unless he knew that the receipt was wedged in the door. If there are hidden fucking cameras, I swear to fucking God. Well, no, this is the 80s, right? I don't think they had hidden cameras back then. Meh. Aunt Eva hadn't pointed out that last night, but it's clear how absurd the theory was. So does that mean the sealed door formed a closed room, just as Aunt Eva claimed? Is it an undeniable fact that Aunt Natsui was the culprit? Probably not. I don't fucking care. If Aunt Eva were here now, she'd probably make that claim openly and blow my strange theory away. But anyway, I had to admit that a room with both a bed and a toilet, I need to stop recording every fucking day. I'm doing nothing but reading so much. I need a break. I need a fucking break. After episode 1, I'm taking a few nights break. God fucking damn it. After all 8 people could be shut up in. I probably read that wrong. And with only 2 keys, both of which were gathered here, had to be the safest place in the mansion right now. At the very least, I figured this would be better than just staying shut up in the parlor and hoping nothing would go wrong. But wait, have we been safe only because we've been shut up in the parlor? What if leaving that room and moving to an unexplored location is actually more dangerous? It's useless. It's useless. It's all frickin' useless. My flimsy head is about to break out in a fever. If I keep spinning the chessboard around, right and wrong will keep switching places over and over, and I won't be able to believe anything. When it seems like the culprit is one of the 18, I want to believe in Beatrice. And once I start believing in Beatrice, I start wanting to find the culprit amid the 18. Yeah. If that keeps spinning around forever, in the end my thoughts won't have taken one step from where they started. So where the fuck we going? Are we going? Yes, we're going. How far back in the past was it that Kairi-san taught me about the chessboard thinking? Literally the same night they died. Just saying. That concept of examining the situation by spinning it around and thinking from the enemy's side. I seem to remember being so interested by it back then. I used it to guide all my thinking. By the way, Kairi-san was Dad's co-worker back then. I never dreamed that she'd someday be added to our family. didn't Kairi-san tell me something once? I get the feeling she once said that while this chessboard thinking was one way to look at things, it certainly wasn't all powerful, and it wouldn't be good to rely on it too much.
チェス盤思考ってのはね、昔本で読んだゲーム理論というものを私なりに解釈したものよ。
Game theory.
とても面白い学問だから、バトラ君も大学に入ったら挑戦してみるといいわよ。
ぜひやってみたいっす。それを勉強してチェス盤思考をもっと鍛えたら、どんな相手の手の内も読めるみたいで楽しいじゃないっすか。
でもね、盲信しちゃダメよ。ゲーム理論は非常に奥深く複雑な学問なの。チェス盤思考はその上辺だけを私なりに解釈した考え方に過ぎない。バトラ君が想像するほどに相手の手の内を読み切るには相当の勉強が必要よ。しかもチェス盤理論は応用の利く便利なものではあっても完璧ではない。便利ではあっても弱点が多い。
弱点？
ええ。チェス盤思考の基礎はゲーム理論。ゲーム理論は突き詰めると数学に行き着くの。
Oh god, I hate math.
数学の弱点は何か知ってる？ノイズよ。
In math, when you write 1 plus 1 equals 2, that process will always result in 1 plus 1 equals 2 no matter how many billion years pass. Nothing more, nothing less. That's because there's absolutely no noise mixed in. But for example, unlike math, the Japanese language has noise mixed in. Kanji are a good example. Old kanji and new kanji are slightly different, which represents an introduction of noise created by the changes between time periods. Isn't history the same? There are dozens of policies that seem foolish in the modern era, but were meaningful at some point in the past. Because the rules of chess are fixed, when a pair of experts are discussing one particular layout, it's possible they could reach the same conclusions, whether they're from 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future. However, if the rules of chess had gone through massive changes over time, it's possible that a discussion about the same layout would have changed as well.
その通り。人の世の事象は本来ノイズだらけなのよ。人の感情だってそうでしょ？全く同じことが起こったからといって、人は必ず決められた反応を示すとは限らない。それを数学の理論で当てはめ、相手の行動を読もうとする時点で、すでに理論には弱点と限界があることを知らなければならない。手っ取り早く言うと、チェス盤思考はノイズや気まぐれ、そして誤解、認識ミスに非常に弱いの。
That's right. Kairi-san definitely said that. Chess has always been a game where both sides play by the same rules and fight with the same conditions for victory. That's why it's possible for both sides to predict the other's moves. It's possible to read your opponent because you can always suppose they'll make the best moves they can find. But what if your opponent is fickle or a bit tired and makes a move that can hardly be called the best? Or what if this game actually has a special rule, some unknown thing that only the enemy knows about and can use? In fact, what if the opponent actually has some goal other than victory? Think from your enemy's perspective. That's the basis of chessboard thinking, which means if you misread your enemy, the answer you draw from this process will be completely rubbish, useless. So far, I've used chessboard theory to guess several vague bits of information about the culprit hiding behind this case. Or so I think. However, I don't even know anything about the culprit. Am I just playing around in a labyrinth of thought? If Kairi-sen were here at a time like this, she'd probably be able to notice something with her much, much sharper thinking ability. Until the very last moment, Jessica resisted moving into grandfather's study. But in the end, Aunt Natsui persisted, and we decided to move there. Everyone was completely wrapped in paranoia by now. Kumasawa-san had prepared a dinner at one point, but during the time we were discovering the deaths of George Anaki's parents, both the kitchen and the parlor had been left empty. Someone suggested that the food might have been poisoned while we were gone. Because of that, we were unable to even touch the food that Kumasawa-san had taken the trouble to make for us. The manner in which the first 6 were killed was still unknown, but it certainly could have been poison. Certainly that would allow even a single person to carry out the murder of 6 large adults. Furthermore, this idea made it easy to imagine there being only a single culprit, one who'd be afraid of Aunt Natsui's rifle. And this was very good for our emotional stability. But the fatigue and hunger were even harsher than we'd imagined. Then Kumasawa-san made a proposal, and we all went together into the kitchen. There we gathered some canned food and other things that'd be hard to poison to take in with us. All of Kumasawa-san's efforts to reward us with just a little dinner on this savage day regrettably came to nothing. The food piled up on the serving cart looked just a little sad. We all started climbing the stairs. Aunt Natsui, who was in the lead, warily stared into the darkness, with both eyes in the barrel of the gun. Once we'd dragged ourselves up to the 3rd floor, just as Aunt Natsui had warned us of beforehand, there was a mixture of a chemical smell and a sickly sweet aroma, a stench hanging in the air that felt like it was eating into our heads.
なるほど。こりゃ一晩もこもったら頭痛にでもなりそうな匂いだな。今更ながらじいさまの書斎に反対したジェシカに賛成だぜ。
It felt like the stench was floating out from this magnificent door. It was the door to the forbidden study, which should defend against any who would enter. While Genji-san unlocked the door, Maria stared at the door and the doorknob with great interest.
おー、すごいドア。
古くいかめしくて冗談の通じなさそうな、いかにもじいさまの書斎にふさわしい扉だよな。
霊的な悪意を退ける力がとても強く込められている。多分ベアトリーチェはこの扉を開けられないね。
お？それどういうことだよ。
Maria pointed at the doorknob. Oh yeah, the scorpion crest. Oh yeah, look at that! Yeah! Scorpion crest. No, a design like a magic circle arranged around a scorpion was inscribed there. That design. That's right. Isn't it just like those keychain charms Maria gave Trisuka and me yesterday?
火星の5の魔法陣は強力な魔除け。しかもこの魔法陣は相当丹念に作られていて、力がよく満ちている。 魔の者であるベアトリーチェにとって、この魔法陣はとても厄介だろうね。
それは心強いじゃねえか。この部屋なら、ベアトリーチェの魔種から逃げられるってことだろ。うちの魔女様は実に頼もしいぜ。
なら、ベアトリーチェはどうやって中のおじい様を？
バトラが推理した通りだよ。ベアトリーチェは中に入れない。でも彼女には魔法があるし、使い魔だっている。それらを使って、おじい様が自分から書斎を出てくるように仕向けることはできるかも。
ああ、漫画で読んだな。吸血鬼は十字架が怖くて近づけねえけど、使い魔たちはへっちゃらなんで、使い魔に襲わせるみたいなシーンを読んだことがあるぜ。
バトラたちに昨日あげたサソリのキーホルダーのようなお守りも、この火星の5の魔法陣だよ。込められている力は微々たるものだけど、この島を出るまでの間を守ってくれるだけなら十分だった。なくしちゃったそうだけどね。
サソリのキーホルダーのお守り？
昨日私が母さんに渡したお守りはマリアにもらったものだったんだよ。ドアノブにかけると魔除けになるとか言われて、私より母さんの方がいいかなってあの時は思って。
そうでしたか。ジェシカにしては変わったものを持っていると思っていました。
夏日おばさんがあれをドアノブに？
ええ、夕べそう聞き、寝る前に扉の内側のドアノブにかけました。
なら、夏日おばさんはとても幸運だよ。そうだったなら夕べ、ベアトリーチェは夏日おばさんに指一本触れられなかっただろうね。
Yeah, and she tried. That's what the marks on the doorknob on her door signified. That's probably why, in her place, Shannon got...
ベアトリーチェはさぞや悔しがったと思うよ。
Oh, I bet. Beatrice? Annoyed? Couldn't lay one finger. Natsui thought back on that eerie scribble she'd seen that morning, as though someone had been tearing at the outside of her door with blood-soaked hands, and gasped in surprise. Could it be that this witch who called herself Beatrice tried to enter through the door to Natsui's own room, but the magic repelling charm had been hanging from the inside, so she couldn't break through the door. So she was annoyed. So she scratched at it.
よせよ、そういう話。魔女なんかいないぜ。いるのは犯人。それも私たちと同じ人間だ。それを確かめる必要があるってなら、八つ先にして血が赤いかも確認してやろうじゃねえか。よくもカノン君を。
Genji unlocked the door. 8 people entered Kinzo's study. Grandfather's study. I'd heard rumors about it beforehand, so I wasn't that shocked. He had done nothing more than fortify it thoroughly, with his occult hobbies. If Grandfather's hobby had been chasing after pop idols, these walls might be buried beneath idol posters. That's a creepy thought. Even if I didn't understand it, I did realize that this room was a bundle of all his pastimes. Even so, I couldn't help but remain dumbfounded by the smell of his creepy medicine and the sweet stench that seemed to melt my head. Don't close it, oh my god! It's so dark. Oh, and it's locked. When the door was closed, it automatically made a clunk. I see. This is the auto lock that's activated when the door is closed. And there were only 2 keys that could open this door from the outside, both of which were in this room. In other words, it had become a closed room. The shutter, the receipt, the chain, and now the auto lock. This 4th door had the most magnificent lock yet, and this was doubtlessly a closed room. Just to make absolutely sure that this room was secure, we checked all over for ways in or out. The window was tightly locked. That should have been enough, but just in case we tried knocking all over the walls. After all, we had talked about there being a hidden door in this room, but we couldn't find anything suspicious. Grandfather's study was very large. Even though we called it a study, it wasn't really a single room. It could be divided up into 4 basic sections. A study section, a bedroom, a toilet bathroom section, and a section for cooking that had a sink. I see. This study really does have enough in it to live in. Now I see how Grandfather could live his whole life in this room without ever leaving. It seemed Grandfather wasn't in the habit of watching TV, because there was no television or even a radio in this room. We can't do anything except pass the time listening to the sound of the rain, until tomorrow morning. Dr. Nanjo looked closely at the chessboard that sat on the table in front of the sofa and muttered. It was apparently the partly finished chess match he'd been playing with Grandfather until yesterday. The black had the white pretty well cornered. What? Oh, okay, no, I read that wrong in my head, I'm so sorry. The black had the white pretty well cornered, and it looked like a checkmate would be reached within a few moves. The last part of the end game. Even though checkmate had almost been reached, the end game had been rushed, and in the end was never completed.
Kinzo さん、やはりこの勝負は決着がつきませんでしたな。
南條先生。
わしは長く金蔵さんの友人だったが、金蔵さんのことを知っているのは半分だけでしかなかった。金蔵さんにはいつも聡明な金蔵さんと何かの狂気にとらわれた金蔵さんの2人が同居していたように思う。わしは金蔵さんのことを何も理解してはおらんかった。
特にベアトリーチェ様のことになると人が変わったようでしたっけね。
In the direction of Kumasawa-san's upward gaze, a portrait of Beatrice could be seen. It wasn't massive like the one hanging in the entrance hall, but small, made for this room. Grandfather probably spent every day in this room, and so much of his time, talking to the witch in the portrait. Who was Beatrice to Grandfather in the first place? Right now, you couldn't just explain it away by saying it was a story made by the parents to frighten children away from wandering into the forest. While eating the canned food we'd brought from the kitchen, we talked together about who Beatrice was. Whether the culprit was Beatrice herself or someone pretending to be her. Whether they were a witch or a human, that was besides the point. The woman in this portrait was strongly related to the roots and background of this case. You couldn't talk about this case without talking about her.
そうだ。母さん、エヴァおばさんたちの部屋で犯人の手紙を拾ったんでしょ？
Oh yeah, god damn it, let's read it finally. Jesus.
ええ、
Please.
まだ開けていませんでしたね。開けてみましょう。
Aunt Natsui took out the western envelope. Genji-sen pulled a paper knife out of the drawer in the study desk and handed it to her. Couldn't you just use your fucking hand? Eh, whatever. While watching her open it, George Anaki grimaced slightly. After all, it was a letter left at the site where his parents had been murdered. There was a good chance its contents would say something unbearable to Anaki. Aunt Natsui also seemed to realize that, so she glanced over the contents first, without reading it out loud. We were a little frightened that she might grimace after reading something shocking, but she just frowned unhappily.
内容は何と？
That's not a good sign.
不愉快な一文があります。私たちを挑発するつもりなのでしょう。
Natsui, after deciding that the contents could be shown to the children, set it openly on the table. Everyone stared at it at the same time.
我が名をたたえよ。なんだよこれ。うっせえぜ。
ベアトリーチェの勝ち名乗りみたいなものだろうね。くそ。
大方また怪しげな魔法陣でも出てくるのを期待してたんだろう。
魔法陣ではなかったけどね。想像は裏切られなかったよ。
どういう意味でしょう？自分の存在を誇示したいのでしょうか？
そう考えるのが妥当でしょう。この手紙で初めて私たちは昨夜の手紙の主が犯人であると理解できる。ここに書かれている内容よりも昨夜と同じ封筒でというところに意味があるものと思います。
封筒も風浪も間違いなく親方様が使われていたものです。
おお、もう私には何が何だか分かりませんよ。こんなことは後ろ宮のお家にお仕えして以来初めてのことです。
昨日の手紙の言う通りならベアトリーチェは自称じい様の最古の腹心だ。じい様も常々そう口にしてたんですよね。
I spoke to Genji-san and Kumasawa-san, who nodded together.
ってことはじい様の次に詳しいのは源氏さんと熊沢さんってことになる。話してくれないっすか？
私は長いことわざと耳にしなかった話です。ですがこの後に及んではそうも言っていられません。源氏、知っている限りを話しなさい。
Genji-san didn't answer. Did he remain silent despite his knowledge, or did he know nothing at all? Still, I had a good guess. The ghost story of the witch Beatrice had long been defied among the servants. He had probably been very close to grandfather and his occult hobbies, so there was a good chance that he'd been indoctrinated with even weirder things and had increasingly come to defy the witch. I don't think that's actually how it's pronounced. Shit. Oh well. As grandfather's most trusted servant, who had sworn loyalty to him, he might be the most influenced by the illusion of the witch that grandfather had created. So there was only one reason for Genji-san to remain silent. He could speak, but it would definitely cause a backlash, so it was better if he kept his mouth shut. And it wasn't like we'd believe him anyway. Something along those lines. A short while ago, Maria had been more than willing to speak bluntly and unrestrainedly, and that had earned her a scuffle with Jessica. It was natural for Genji-san to keep his silence.
Otou-sama no aijin desu ka?
His concubine. That could be possible. For ordinary poor people, polygamy isn't only viewed negatively from a moral perspective. It's also an unmaintainable financial situation. But that isn't the case for the very rich. It's possible for them to have another lover, in addition for their real wife. We can't deny the possibility that grandfather had another woman in his life besides grandmother.
かもな。ばあ様は生きてた頃、よく疑ってたらしいぜ。浮気相手がいるってな。俺はてっきりそれは、じい様の想像の中の魔女のことを指してるんだとばかり思ってたんだが。
そりゃなんとも面白い話になってきたぜ。源氏さんは俺に言ったよな。ベアトリーチェはこの屋敷ができる以前からじい様に仕えてたって。
お屋敷が竣工したのは昭和27年と聞いています。
So more than 30 years ago. Just slightly.
ってことは、ベアトリーチェという人は30年以上も昔からおじい様と連れ添っていたということになるね。
その30年前の愛人、もしくはその縁者や隠し子が何かの恨みがあって何らかの復讐を企んだか。なるほど。洋館ミステリーっぽいありがちなストーリーになってきたじゃねえか。
汚らわしい話ですが、一番納得できる筋書きです。どうですか、源氏。
おそらく親方様に恋愛の感情は終わりになられたでしょう。亡くなられた奥様より愛しておられたに違いありません。
ベアトリーチェってのは何者なんだよ。そして今はどうしてるんだ。
お屋敷ができるより前にお亡くなりになったと聞いています。
So she's dead.
すでに死んでいる？
はい。親方様は大層深く悲しまれ、ベアトリーチェ様を蘇らせる方法として黒魔術に傾倒なさっていったのです。親方様はベアトリーチェ様を心の底から愛しておられたのです。このような狂気に駆り立てるほどに。
As Genji-sen said this, he spread his arms as though asking us to look at this room, filled with the signs of grandfather's madness. We were all at a loss for words. Normally, black magic seems like it'll just be creepy. And it's really hard to imagine why someone might be so enraptured by it. Ugh. Since Kinzo was just an eccentric who had restored the Ushiromiya family amidst his madness, nobody had tried to understand him. The only thing on grandfather's mind had been the loss of a beloved woman, and his inescapable sorrow. Earlier, this room had seemed creepy, but in an instant, it had changed into something we could understand completely. The creepy books, the magic circles, the medicine, all of it. It all existed simply because he wanted to revive the face of a single woman who had left this world over 30 years ago.
一度だけ深く酔われた親方様にベアトリーチェ様のお話を聞かされたことがあります。詳しいことは忘れてしまいましたが、それはもう女の私が聞いて羨むような深い深い愛情でございました。
金蔵さんは後宮家の当主を継いだ時、当時まだ生き残っていた後宮家の長老たちの意向で亡くなった奥さんとの結婚を決められたのです。
つまり後宮家にとって得になる女性との結婚を強制された。
Okay. That scared the fucking shit out of me because I don't know what the fuck was happening. I thought the thing crashed. Okay, well, you read that and I shut up.
さようです。金蔵さんはお家復興のためだけに当主に据えられ、全ての重責を背負わされたのです。そんな金蔵さんがどこでどういう経緯でベアトリーチェと知り合ったのかは。
Sorry, I know. God damn it.
それ以上語るのは無粋だな。
That was when grandfather truly fell in love for the first time. Just how deep was his affection for her? That was easy to see just by looking around us. This room was covered with piles upon piles of things having to do with black magic, and grandfather spent every day shut in here, immersed in his research and isolated from the outside world, never regretting 1 minute of it. He couldn't help but recognize the depths of grandfather's love for Beatrice.
私誤解してたよ、検事さん。
何をでしょうか。
私、使用人の人たちが魔女を問診するのはじい様の気持ち悪い黒魔術趣味に感化されてるからじゃないかってずっと思ってきた。違ったんだな。
By acting as though Beatrice's soul at least had been restored and existed inside this mansion, they might have hoped to soothe grandfather's heart. With closed eyes and the expression of one remembering something from the distant past, Genji had broken his long silence. In making that confession, he probably felt like he was betraying his one and only master in the most serious way, even though that person was already dead. Beatrice was revived as a witch, and she is in the mansion even now. Genji had said it, had believed it, and made people believe it, and would take that with him to the grave. This might have been the last service he could offer up to his master. The legend of the witch, the mysterious tale of Rokkenjima, that was still whispered of amongst the servants. Its true nature was a sad lie. No, it was an act of kindness towards grandfather, who had lost the person he loved above all else.
私はお父様の前で魔女を否定する話を何度か口にした覚えがあります。今ならそれがどれだけお父様を傷つけていたかわかります。
今の僕にならわかるよ。シャノンを蘇らせる方法が黒魔術だというなら、僕は今すぐにもこの部屋の次の主となって研究を始めるよ。
兄貴。
Another strand of tears dripped from George's eyes. Maybe his tears were infectious. Tears rose to Jessica's eyes too, and she sniffled.
ベアトリーチェは言っていたよ。もうじき蘇ることができる。会うことができるって。
Very soon the door to the Golden Land will be opened. In the promised land that glitters gold, the souls of all the dead will be resurrected, along with the love that has been lost. Then I will sleep in a world of peacefulness for all time.
そう言ったのか。マリアに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは。
信じないよね。
ここにじいさまがいたならきっと喜んだろうな。もうじきベアトリーチェが蘇ることにさぞや踊り上がって喜んだろうな。なら俺は信じたぜ。じいさまが半生をかけて研究したことで蘇り、愛した女の魂が蘇ったと信じて寿命を全うできるって言うんなら、俺も信じたぜ。
バトラー。
一人の女性をずっと愛し続けた気持ちが周りにも伝わり真実となる。それを気遣いと呼べばそれまでだろうけれど、今の僕はあえてそれを魔法と呼んであげたいね。
気遣いじゃないよ。本当に魔法だよ。魔女だよ。やっぱり誰にもベアトリーチェの姿は見えないんだね。
Some time passed. As we listened to the sound of the rain, we considered what kind of love and madness must have possessed the owner of this room as he spent half of his life here.
女の私から聞けば、お父様の純愛の気持ちも少しは理解したいところですが、それではお母様の立つ瀬がありません。
同感だぜ。浮気は浮気。綺麗事にされちゃかなわねえよな。
それもそうだな。ばあ様が気の毒になっちまうぜ。
それでベアトリーチェとおじい様の間に子供がいたなんて話はある？
The keyword Beatrice had been hidden in every corner of this room. Oh no, case, sorry. Hidden in every corner of this case. So it's natural to suspect some relatives of hers.
いえ、そのような話は聞いたことがありません。
Oh god, what if we are all like descendants of her? Oh no, please don't let that be the case. Jesus Christ.
仮にいたとしたら最愛の人の忘れがたみとしてきっと全ての愛情を注ぎ込んだだろうね。それがなく 黒魔術に没頭していったなら子供はいなかったと考えるべきなのかな。
Yeah, maybe.
そういえばこんな噂を聞いたことがあるぜ。
Oh, god damn it. Alright, what is it?
知ってるだろ。じいさまが福音の家っていう孤児院に莫大な援助をしてるって話。
Wasn't that said before?
よしなさい。それはお父様を冒涜する中傷に過ぎません。
教えてくれよ、夏日おばさん。隠し事はなしなのはおばさんもだと思うっすよ。
くだらない話です。お父様はその施設に莫大な援助をし、社会勉強の一環として当家の使用人雇用枠を開放していました。それをお父様に汚らわしい趣味があると吹聴する愚か者がいたというだけの話です。
一時期それが黒魔術の生贄にするためだみたいな噂になってさ。実際いつもこの部屋で怪しげな実験や儀式を繰り返してたわけで、私も半分は信じてたところがあったぜ。
その福音の家出身の使用人ってのは
何人かいますが、親族会議中のシフトではシャノンとカノンの2人でした。
To resurrect Beatrice, he brought in servants from an orphanage as human sacrifices.
確かにじいさまが使用人として選ぶのはいつもシャノンやカノン君くらいの若い子ばかり。私だってじいさまには妙な趣味があるに違いないって信じてたぜ。
ジェシカ、言葉を慎みなさい。
When Aunt Natsui scolded her, the atmosphere instantly went sour, and everyone fell quiet. However, something was tugging at the back of my mind. Sacrifices. Sacrifices. Human sacrifices brought over from an orphanage. What is it? Freaky words like sacrifices don't pop up often. And yet, I've seen or heard that word recently. Some part of my memory is tugging at me. Hey, Beatrice, what do you know? I had arrived in front of the portrait of Beatrice. It wasn't as massive as the one in the entrance hall, but that portrait, which must have been drawn by some famous painter, was still just as intimidating in this smaller size. Below it, just like the entrance hall, was the epitaph that supposedly hinted at the location of the hidden gold.
生贄だ。
なんだよバトラ。急に気持ち悪いこと言うなよ。
生贄を6人。
Both of my eyes were as wide as plates. Everything's been predicted right there from the very beginning. Everyone crowded around, and the same expression of shock rose to all of our faces. That's right. It's right there in the epitaph. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices.
間違いない。最初に死んだのは6人だ。そしてシャッターに書かれた魔法陣じゃねえ、ヘブライ語でも生贄を捧げると書いてあった。
もう私は最初からそう言ってる。
That's right. Maria said it right at the start. Right after we found the 6 bodies, when Maria was in the parlor watching TV, she said it. Ew. The culprit isn't human. It's just the sacrifices chosen by the key.
これは黄金の隠し場所なんかじゃねえ。
How do y'all like my little child voice? I want puke. I won't ever do it again. I'm so alone. This has nothing to do with the location of the hidden gold.
黒魔術か何かの復活の儀式の手順なんだ。確かこの碑文には大勢の死が必要になるはず。
確かにざっと読むだけでも 6+2+5 で13人は死ななくちゃならないことになってるぜ。
普段はこの島には何人いるんですか？
使用人のシフトにもよるでしょうが、お父様、夫に、私にジェシカ、そして使用人が2、3人。昨日今日は5人いてもらってますが、普段はそこまでいません。
ってことはだ、この儀式を実行しようとしたら普段じゃ生贄が足らないってわけだ。いや、じいさまは福音の家から不気味な儀式の生贄にするために使用人を取ったという噂。
つまりなんだよ、生贄の人数を増やすために使用人を増やし、さらに人数が集まる年に一度の親族会議を、この儀式を執り行える年にたった一度唯一のタイミングだったってことじゃねえか。
When Jessica screamed this, Maria broke out into that creepy laugh, looking truly pleased.
人は運気を試すためにある種の確率に願掛けをすることがない？
Like throwing a sandal and saying that if it lands right side up, tomorrow will be sunny. Or saying that tomorrow will be a good day if a coin lands heads up. There are many little superstitions like that. Sometimes when your luck is down and you get bored, and you roll the dice to get 3 6s, you want to believe it's a portent of some miracle. Then flipping a sandal. When flipping a sandal, you have at worst a 50-50 chance. Even if you get it right side up, it's not worth much. But if you carelessly roll 3 dice and they all come up 6, you might think that's a small miracle.
魔術にもそういう考えはあるんだよ。限りなくありえない出目を期待してひたすらに祈祷を続ける。そうして蓄えられた祈祷の念は奇跡の出目が現れた時、魔力をもって具現化される。おじいさまがしようとした魔術は多分そういうもの。鍵が無作為に選ぶ生贄の抽選。それに万が一自分が当たることがないように、この島に最も人が多くなる日を選んで儀式を実行した。
But he was chosen anyway, sucker.
バカバカしい。これらが全て怪しげな魔法の儀式の過程で起こった事件だと言い出すのですか。
Natsui yelled. She couldn't quell the fear that the scorpion charm might be the only reason she was still safe. If I hadn't received that charm from Jessica and hung it from my doorknob, would I have been killed, mixed in along with those 6? And the strangest part is, even though I hung the charm from the inside of my door, they couldn't get through that door. The culprit noticed the charm from outside the door and gave up trying to open it. A human couldn't have perceived that. A charm meant to stop something that was not human had done exactly that. Impossible, impossible, impossible.
だが夏日さん、確かに碑文の内容はその後をなぞっとる。
第二の晩に残されし者は寄り添う2人を引き裂け。これはエヴァ様たちのことを指しているのでしょうか。
悔しいけどそうだと判断せざるを得ない。そして母さんたちを殺した犯人は 続く第三の晩の言葉を手紙に書き、その場に残したんだからね。
そうだな。第二の晩を実行し、第三の晩をその場に残した。第三の晩はまさにさっき夏日おばさんが読んだ通りだぜ。
On the third twilight, those who remain shall praise my noble name. Ah, if you read it this way, it just keeps going on, doesn't it? On the fourth twilight, Gouge the head and kill. Gouge the head and kill. George Anaki's parents were killed by those demon ice picks gouged into their frickin' heads. But they were the second twilight. Someone else must have been gouged in the head.
じいさまだ。焼却炉の中で焼かれてたからそっちに目がいっちまって気づかなかったが、じいさまも眉間に、いや頭をえぐられてた。
じいさまが第四の晩の犠牲者。
Yeah, and the fifth twilight is the chest, right? AKA Canon?
じゃあカノン君は。
Yep.
第五の晩に胸をえぐりて殺せ。カノン君については犯人との突発的な遭遇による犯行だと思ってたけど、違う。誰か一人をおびき出し胸を貫くことを初めから狙っていたんだ。
もし犯人がこれをなぞっているとしたなら、まだ3人が死ななければならないというのですか？
Seems that way. On the sixth night, gouge the stomach and kill. On the seventh night, gouge the knee and kill. On the eighth twilight, gouge the leg and kill.
確かにそう読み取れますけど。
Kumasawa, you've been like fucking fainting and like dropping onto your knees so many times. I'm guessing the knee one is you. All right, that or the legs. I don't know which one, but yeah, I have a feeling she's gonna be one of them.
いや、そいつはどうかな。あと3人が死ねば第9の晩になる。見てみろよ。
On the ninth twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
私たちはベアトリーチェにみんな殺される。
わけがわかんねえ。結局何人いようが最後には全員死ぬってことじゃねえか。じいさまは何が目的だったんだ。この儀式じゃじいさま自身何をどうしたって生き残れねえじゃないか。
誰も生き残れなくていいんだよ。第10の晩には黄金鏡にたどり着く。
On the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow for treasures.
おじいさまは死を恐れてなんかいなかったんだよ。ほら、4つの宝の2番と3番を見てごらんよ。
一つは全ての死者の魂を蘇らせ、一つは失った愛すらも蘇らせる。つまりおじいさまは自分がこの儀式の途中で死んでしまってもやがては復活できると信じてた。
バカバカしいぜ。妄言だぜ。死んだらそれまでだろ。死者は生き返らない。人類が何千年もかけて追い求め、結局は未だに成し遂げられない奇跡だぜ。つまりこういうことだろ。死後の世界で再会できて蘇ることができるとか、そういう類だろ。
ジェシカの言い分通りだとするなら、こいつはつまり老い先短いじいさまが 恋に狂っての自殺まがい。いや、壮大な無理心中ってことなのか。
天智、その可能性は考えられるのですか？
わかりません。親方様は時に1000年の未来を見越されるほどの聡明なお方です。しかし凡庸な私にはそれが狂気としか映らないこともあります。
それってイエスって意味だよな。熊沢さんはどうなんだよ。
私は何も知りません。知りませんとも。知っていたなら今日この島にいると思いますか？仮病でも何でも使ってお休みしていますよ。
おじい様の長年の友人である南條先生のご意見は？
源氏さんに同じです。金蔵さんは凡人をはるかに超越した方だった。そこにある種の人間離れした力すらも感じることはありました。私にも金蔵さんが何を考えてこの碑文を残されたのかわからない。
一つだけ言えるのは、仮にこの筋書きを作ったのがお父様であっても実行しているのは別の人間だということです。
確かに。少なくともじい様とカノン君を襲った犯人は他にいる。しかもそいつはこの碑文通りまだ事件を続けようとしている。
僕たちが深く考えなかった最初の手紙、あれには何て書いてあっただろ
う。We thought back to the recitation of the letter last night. Beatrice had proclaimed something inside it. She had proclaimed that according to her contract with Kinzo, she would collect everything of the Ushiromiya family as interest. But then she had also revealed a special clause. If someone discovered the location of the gold grandfather had hidden, that right would be lost. When the letter was read, grandfather was still alive. But at that time, it had already been sealed with wax by the head's ring, which meant grandfather had handed the ring over to Beatrice while he was still alive. If we take a straightforward approach, maybe we should assume Beatrice is carrying out that strange contract, with grandfather guaranteeing her that right. In other words, this was the same as saying grandfather knew of and approved of the contents of that letter. In other words, it's basically a joint message from Beatrice and grandfather, telling us that Beatrice will start collecting interest if we don't solve the riddle. In other words, grandfather and Beatrice were demanding that we try and solve the riddle of the epitaph. And if we couldn't, they were saying that the massacre would be carried out according to the epitaph. What does that mean? What do they want? I don't have a clue what it means.
ほら、ベアトリーチェからまた手紙だよ。
なんだって？
Maria was pointing at the top of the table, where the canned food everyone had been eating just now still lay. A Western envelope from Beatrice certainly was sitting there, but so what? Aunt Natsui let out a hysterical cry, looking between her own hand and the table, because the envelope she had just opened was still grasping in her hand. So why is there still an envelope on the table?
なんだよ。どういうことだよ、マリア。その封筒はどこから出てきたんだ。
今見たら置いてあった。
私は何も知りませんよ。何も。
冗談じゃねえ。ここには俺たち8人しかいねえんだぞ。9人目がこっそり忍び込んでいたなんてこともあるわけがねえ。俺たちがちょいと肖像画の前に集まっていたわずかの隙しかないんだぞ。
全員下がりなさい。
Oh, fuck. Okay,
壁へ下がりなさい。
Jesus Christ. Aunt Natsui was pointing the rifle at Genji and the others, bellowing at them. Genji-sen was overpowered, his face looking like he didn't have a clue what was going on. Of course, I felt the same, but a few moments late, I reached the same conclusion Aunt Natsui had. Until just a few seconds ago, there had been no letter like this on the table, and nobody entered this room. That means someone amongst us placed it there during the few seconds when everyone was looking away, preoccupied by the portrait.
バトラ君、この封筒を開けて中身を読んで。
I picked it up. It was still sealed with wax. Even without disturbing its contents, I realized that this was an as yet unopened envelope. An unknown envelope. Without relying on a paper knife, I tore it open and pulled out the letter inside. The contents were as follows.
Kinzo 様の碑文の謎をお楽しみいただいているでしょうか。すでにご存知と思いますが、皆様方には時間が多くは残されてはおりません。どうか嵐が過ぎ去れば逃げ出すことができるという甘えをお捨てくださいませ。このゲームには私と皆様方のどちらが勝つかの結果しかない。時間切れは私の勝ちとなる。引き分けはありません。そこをどうか誤解なきようお願い申し上げます。
って内容だぜ。
この手紙を誰が置いたかは明白ではありません。ですが疑わしき人物を絞ることはできました。あなたたちです。
奥様、それはあんまりにございます。
私は肖像画の前に行く直前、ここに缶詰を置きました。その時このような怪しげな手紙は決して置かれていなかったことを確認しています。そしてその時すでにジェシカとジョージ君、バトラ君は肖像画の前に行った。そして彼らはこの手紙が現れるまで肖像画の前を離れていない。つまりあなたたち4人の中にその手紙を置いた人物がいる。ベアトリーチェがいる。
おお、ベアトリーチェはマリアたちじゃない。ベアトリーチェはいるもん。
お黙りなさい。あなたたちの中の一人が疑わしいのか全員が疑わしいのか分かりません。しかし確実にあなたたちの中に犯人が混じっている。
そうだぜ。19人目なんかいるわけがない。魔女なんかいるわけがないんだ。カノン君を殺したのだって。そうさ、熊沢さんなら説明できるよ。熊沢さんは本当はカノン君と一緒にボイラー室に入り殺したんだ。そして後から来たらもう倒れていたと嘘をついた。
誤解です、お嬢様。私がなぜそのようなことを。
母さんたちをどうやってあの密室で殺したのかは見当もつかない。でも母さんたちが殺された時、使用人の人たち以外の全員にはアリバイがあった。なかったのは使用人の人たちだけ。でも本当に疑ってもいいんだろうか。
確かにそれを言い出したら全ての件でアリバイはないが。
Should we really be so quick to make that judgment. But this time, in this room, in this place, in this moment, in this minimally small bit of time and space, it's obvious. Only one of the four of them could have set the letter there in our blind spot. We can't tell who put it there, but it's obvious that one of the four did it.
夏井さん、どうか落ち着きなさい。今日一日いろいろなことがあった。心が参っているのはよーくわかります。
南條先生をお疑い申し上げるのは非常に心苦しいです。ですが、お父様の主治医として、唯一無二の親友として、長くお父様とベアトリーチェのことも知っているかもしれない。
I hate doing that. I fucking hate. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, you can read. There you go.
何かの古いしがらみを知っていて隠しているのではありませんか？
そんなはずはない。落ち着きなさい。
It was pitiful to watch Dr. Nanjo frantically pleading his innocence. It was probably a normal reaction that anyone would give if they were suspected. Kumasawa was the same. Ever since Jessica voiced her suspicions of Kumasawa murdering Kenon, Kumasawa had been totally flustered. That was why Genji's still calm appearance looked so bold. Aunt Natsui pointed the barrel of the gun.
Genji, あなたはお父様の一番の部下です。ベアトリーチェとはあなたがお父様に見せた幻想で、あなたこそがその実行者だったのではないのですか？
そうお疑いいただけるのは、奥様が私を親方様の一番のしもべだとお認めいただけたということだ。このような場ではありますが、とても名誉なことだと存じます。しかし、この手紙を置いたのは私ではありません。
それを私が鵜呑みにできると思いますか？お前が首謀者に決まっています。あるいは熊沢も南條先生もその共犯かもしれない。マリアちゃんもです。
Not content to suspect just the adults, Aunt Natsui pointed the gun relentlessly at Maria too. But Maria acted as though nothing had happened. Or maybe she thought she would be fine even if she was shot.
マリアちゃん、今この場ではもう幼いから疑いの枠から外すという段階にない。だから誰もが昨夜からずっと持ってきた疑問をもう一度ぶつけさせてもらいます。昨日バラ庭園であなたに手紙を渡したベアトリーチェは誰です？
マリア、ごまかすんじゃねえぜ。この際はっきりさせろ。お前に手紙を渡したのは誰なんだよ。
だから何度も言ってるよ。ベアトリーチェだよ。1000年を生きる黄金の魔女なんだよ。姿を知りたければ後ろを振り返ればいい。ほら、そこにいるよ、ベアトリーチェが。
バカにしてんのかてめえ。
よせジェシカ、マリアもよせ。状況が分かってんのか。そんなこと言って何になるってんだ。無意味な挑発はよしやがるってんだ。
マリアには分かんないよ。バトラたちは誰が犯人ならいいの？自分たちの中に犯人がいると信じたくない時だけベアトリーチェを信じて、親しい人を殺された恨みを晴らしたい時だけ暴力をぶつけられる人間の犯人を信じたがってベアトリーチェを否定する。だから見えないんだよ。ベアトリーチェはいる。お前たちには見えない。
黙りなさい。あなたが犯人だと決めつけたくはありませんが、この状況を不愉快にさせて楽しんでいる利的行為者であることはもはや疑いの余地もありません。な
らどうするの？マリアを撃つ？別にいいよ。もうすぐ黄金鏡の扉が開かれる。そして全ての死者が蘇る。今や死は 恐れるべきことではないんだよ。
母さん、やっぱりこいつは怪しいよ。一緒になんかいられないよ。
でも夏日おばさん、どうか落ち着いて。マリアちゃんを撃つ理由は何もない。どうか冷静に。手紙は挑発するけど何も恐れることはない。犯人だって明日が怖いんだ。警察が怖いんだ。この島は今無秩序に支配されているけれど、それは台風で隔離されているからだけに過ぎない。台風が過ぎれば秩序が戻ってくる。だからおばさん、撃っちゃいけない。
なんでジョージ兄さんはそんなにも冷静なんだよ。この4人の中に犯人がいる。いや、あるいは4人が全員来るかもしれない。この中にエヴァおばさんたちを殺した犯人がいるかもしれないってのに、なんでそんなに冷静なんだよ。
僕だって犯人を見つけて殺してやりたい気持ちはあるさ。でもそれは単なる蛮行だ。僕は罪の裁きを秩序に任せる。だからどんなに疑わしくても引き金を引いてはいけないんだ。
ジョージの兄貴に同じだ。夏日おばさん、ここはちょいと冷静になろうぜ。とにかく撃つのはまずいぜ。こういう時はよ、頭を後ろに反らしてクールになれって3回唱えるといいらしいぜ。
はっきりさせておきます。魔女などいない。ここは六軒島で、ここは後宮家の本家屋敷です。後宮家代表、後宮夏日として宣言します。ここには魔女などいない。ベアトリーチェなど認めない。何を企もうとも娘たちには指一本触れさせない。それが母としての、当家代表としての務めです。
Those words were the final words of farewell that settled everything. To protect her daughter, Aunt Natsui would regard any suspicious person as an enemy. The only reason George Aniki and I were standing on this side was because, by coincidence, we had a clear alibi regarding that letter. If I hadn't approached the portrait, I would also be at the other end of that gun barrel, treated like a criminal. But even though part of me thought that, part of me was thinking that chasing all the suspicious people from this room would finally guarantee our safety. Genji-san and Kumasawa-san and Dr. Nanjo, all of them were on grandfather's side. Maybe you could say that once Maria started blindly believing in Beatrice, she was also on grandfather's side. That's right, they're all suspicious. But is this really okay? If we throw out all the suspicious ones in such a lawless way, will we still have the right to defy the lawlessness of the witch? No. Hello? Okay. Aunt Natsui didn't tell them to leave with her own words, but with wordless pressure, she induced them to say that themselves. Because if Dr. Nanjo didn't say those words, this cold silence would surely continue forever.
落ち着きなさい、ナスヒさん。だが気持ちはよくわかる。わしだって今朝からの異常な事件続きで頭がどうかなってしまいそうだ。だからわしらを疑いたい気持ちもよくわかる。
もし本当に南條先生が無関係なら、私は無礼極まりないことをしているのだと思います。ですが、今だけは分かってください。
分かった。わしらは部屋を出ましょう。どうですかな、源氏さん。客間に戻ってチェスの続きといきませんかな。
それをお望みでしたら、ぜひ。
私は嫌ですよ。だって、この中に狼がいると分かってて部屋から追い出されてしまうんですよ。嫌ですよ、奥様。どうかお許しください。
It was obvious that Kumasawa-san was trying to say. If she was innocent, then she was being ejected into dangerous territory along with the culprit. In the current situation, urging her to leave this room along with the suspects was almost exactly the same as letting her get killed. However, Kumasawa-san really was suspicious just for being the first one to discover that Kennen-kun had been murdered. At that time, everyone except Kumasawa-san had an alibi. Unless we could prove the existence of some contraption or the existence of some 19th person, Kumasawa-san was by far the most likely suspect. I didn't want to believe it. However, Aunt Natsui and the rest of us were in such a difficult situation that we couldn't help suspecting her as well. So we didn't say anything to stop Aunt Natsui from trying to oppressively chase them from the room. We had stopped her from shooting, but we were passively agreeing to chase the others out of the room. On top of that, Maria spoke to the fretful Kumasawa-san.
大丈夫だよ。ベアトリーチェは敬う人には優しいから。熊沢さんはベアトリーチェがいるって信じてるもん。だからきっと大丈夫だよ。マリアは客間でテレビを見るよ。一緒に見ようよ。ここ、テレビがなくてつまんないもん。
It looked like Kumasawa found Maria's roguish laugh very frightening. However, the three other people had agreed to leave the room. Kumasawa couldn't fight the flow and had to agree, crying as she went.
それでは夏日さん、今夜はこれで。また明日お会いしましょう。
今夜だけは分かってください。警察が来たら全員に今夜のこの無礼を必ず謝罪しますから。チェスもよろしいでしょうか。できたら安全なところに。現地頼みます。
かしこまりました。
仕方ありませんね。子連れの熊が一番恐ろしいと言いますから。
源氏も熊沢も本当に申し訳ありません。また明日お会いしましょう。マリアちゃんも冷たいおばさんをどうか許して。
マリアは許す。
奥様、この部屋の鍵です。2本すべてをお預けします。
Genji-san pulled the 2 golden keys from his pocket and handed them to Aunt Natsui.
それから、私が持っているお屋敷内の鍵束もお預けいたします。
He took out a bundle of about 10 keys of various shapes and handed it over. To the servants, those keys were probably proof of their position. Being placed in charge of those keys meant that they were trusted, relied upon. When they were forced to return them, it meant that they had lost that trust. Thinking about it that way, to Genji-san, who had worked here for a span of many years, there could be no greater shame. However, Genji-san's usual indifferent expression remained on his face.
源氏、私はお前をお父様がお亡くなりになったら長年の苦労をねぎらって退職を許すつもりでいました。なのにこのような仕打ちを私は心より恥じます。
私は親方様より今日までの日々はそれに対するご恩返しの日々であっただけです。 どうかお気に病まれませんよ。
それでは参りますかな、皆さん。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。バトラもおやすみ。
あ、マリア、ちょっと待て。
Knowledge of guilt made me call Maria back. I groped around in my pocket and took out that scorpion keychain.
これ、魔除けなんだろ。身につけとけ。
おー、バトラ、確か落としてなくしたって。
あん時は、なんか尺になって、なくしたとかホラ吹いただけだ。お前の大切なお守りを、なくすわけねえだろ。
Maria silently took the charm. I was unable to say anything after that.
それでは皆様、おやすみなさいませ。
We watched them leave, our expressions completely worn out, and we weren't even able to respond.